these recent elections. It's unfortunate that because the two things happened, first of all. One party took over the labor movement, which is one of my favorite movements also. And then it became a regional party, more than, whereas it was a marvelous breach into the established two camps. Peter Obi achieved something remarkable there, that he broke that mold. Yes, however, he did not win the election. In addition, my own organization has a monitoring unit. You know the one I'm talking about. And so I could say categorically that Peter Obi's party came third, not even second. And that the leadership knew it. But they wanted to do what we call in Yoruba, gbajue. That is, you know, you have force of arms. You also have force of lies. And it was gearing up towards violence. They were going to send some of
ṣòkòtò mo sọ àkúnlẹ̀yàn ọmọ ẹ̀dá láyé kò lè yí padà mo ń tẹnu mọ́ olórí làlábàrò orí làlábàrò olórí làlábàrò mo lórí làlábàrò olórí làlábàrò orí mi gbé mi níjà o olórí làlábàrò làlábàrò olórí làlábàrò oríjà jogun ìkànnì wọn rí má fi wá fáyé mu nílé ayé wa o olúwa àgbẹ̀ wa níyà o àmì nílé ayé wa ó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé ọ̀tá kọ́ ni wá ó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé ọ̀tá kọ́ lẹ́yìn ṣọ́wa nínú àpamọ́ kìnìún ejò olóró àkékè ṣọ́wa nínú ìdàgìrì ayé dáàbò ẹ̀bùn wá fi ṣọ́rẹ́ ṣọ́wa o mo sáàdì ọba bá lókè mo sáàdì ọba bá lókè o mo sáàdì ọba bá lókè mo máa sáàdì ọba bá lókè o mo sáàdì ọba bá lókè o olúwa àgbẹ̀ wa níjà o mo sáàdì ọba bá lókè o kó má fi wá sílẹ̀ o mo sáàdì ọba bá lókè o olúwa má fi wá sílẹ̀ o mo sáàdì ọba bá.
And there it is right there, Funky Cool Medina. So there it is right there, Funky Cool Medina. Actually, they don't know you are speaking in tongues, so bala bala. Have I lost my voice already? It's the lifestyle, isn't it? It's the lifestyle that is costing me my voice. Bula bala bulaba, it is speaking tongue. Do you remember that? That was as early as 3 years ago. And they were saying hand they shake, leg they shake. They were saying this guy was not going to last 3 years in office, that he will kill over and die. I don't think he's showing any signs of killing over and dying, but there it is right there. Bala bala bulaba, you they speak in tongues. So bala bala bulaba, you they speak in tongues and all that. So all that. Good day to you, good to be in your company, and how are you? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Hope the day gets a lot better for spending time in the company of One Man Went to Mow. So One Man Went to Mow, the eagle lands again. All that funky stuff that we do here, the funk carries on. The funk carries on, and the protocol also remains the same as the funk carries on. What's the protocol? The protocol requires you to click on the like button. So fulfill or observe the protocol by clicking on the like button. So click on the like button. That's one. You know this one. Click. Is that a clicking sound? Do that. Click. Click on the like button. And then if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe as well. The protocol requires that you do that. So like and subscribe as required by the, the law actually obliges you. So if you are listening and you are not subscribed, you'll be flouting the law, you'll be breaking a law. So, and as the law-abiding person that you are, then make sure you're not breaking any laws by making sure that you've liked and subscribed. Otherwise, the police will knock on your door and they may put you in handcuffs. It's that deep. Oh, if you are not subscribed, yes, well done, R0T family. So if you are not subscribed, then you'll be breaking the law and the police may knock on your door and take you away to somewhere cold and dingy. Law abiding care, yes, of course. Now, it is my default assumption that any and everybody watching this platform is an upstanding member of society, a law-abiding member of society. So that's why I am confident that any and everybody listening to us right now, watching us indeed right now, they are all subscribed. So apart from Rufai, what is it called? Rufai and whatnot, though. I don't know what law is abiding by. Also, he's going to explain that to the DS. They've moved him from the EFCC to the DSS now. So that guy is going to be out of circulation for a good while. And he'll be wrapped up in so much trouble that he wouldn't even have time for political commentaries anymore. So that is El-Rufai done and dusted. By the time he comes out of that, if he ever comes out of it, I think what is it that Chief Zebudaya always says? He will put his mouth in the permanent position of shut up. Chief Zebudaya alias 430, do you remember? Put his mouth in the permanent position of shut up. That is the expectation if El-Rufai ever comes out of the troubles that afflicts him at the moment. So pardon me, I'm somewhat dehydrated for reasons of participating in perhaps a little bit of a brandy earlier on. So all that. Like if you haven't done that already, subscribe if you haven't done that already. Click on the hyperlink that says StreamYard if you want to come and join me on the screen. There's a hyperlink that says StreamYard. If you want to come and join me on the screen, then click on that. Then that brings you into a studio. Soon as I finish delivering the body of the talking points, when I say deliver the body of the talking points, essentially, once I've fleshed out what's going on in the news cycle today, so once I've expanded the opening salvo, once I've done the opening salvo, then I'll let you onto the screen, then I'll invite your thoughts, either on the subject matter being presented, or whatever it is that catches your interest within the political dynamism of the day. So that's how it works. So you like, and then you share, and then you subscribe. So because it is a participatory sport, you are not at the movies, you are not at the theater, you are not here to watch a performance, you are here to participate in a political back and forth. So that your participation, your contribution, how you interact and engage with the space is by liking and subscribing as a matter of routine, just as soon as, if you're already subscribed, then that's you done there. But certainly you have to be clicking on like, and then if you're not subscribed, subscribe. So that's your participation. And then if you want to come on the screen, that's another level of participation. If you're engaging on the comment section, that is also a level of participation. So it is a participatory sport. It's not come and see. We are not doing American Wonder here. No, there's no come and see. Do I look like Baba Salah to you? Yeah, I know you call me a clown often enough. So it's a participatory sport. It requires you to be active in some form. And that activity requires that you should be subscribed. So do that. And then that activity also requires you that you should click on the like button. So do that. Like and subscribe. Was that long roundabout that I just went round a couple of times. Like and subscribe, and then say hello to me in the comment section as well. You know how I like to hear people say, to see people say hello, and then to let me know where they're joining us from as well, because it just brings the whole thing together. So I know that XYZ is joining us from ABC, and I'm also on the lookout for far and flung places that people are listening to us from. We know we have world peace in Japan. So that's quite a reach, actually. I think that's the furthest in terms of the distance between where I am and where he's joining us from. So I am in the UK. He is in Japan. So in terms of, is that not even a near 18-hour journey? So he's 18 hours thereabouts away from me. So I'd like to know where people are. Where I want people to say hello. Tell us where you are joining us from, just so we can know the expansiveness of the reach of the platform. We've had people join us from Afghanistan before. I can't quite remember the guy's name. That's going back a while. We know we covered the whole of Europe. A lot of people in the Middle East join us. And Nigeria, of course, the United States. So the whole globe is covered. Oh, do we have somebody in India? I think we have somebody in where is it called? Where they have lady boys. What's that one? That guy that joins us from and that's somebody joining us from Hong Kong right there. But where do they have lady boys? Oh, what's that country famous for? We have somebody that joins us routinely from the lady boy country. So we want to know where you're joining us from, just to cover the whole spectrum of the globe, or just to see how much of the spectrum of the globe we cover. Thailand, thank you, Ayo. How come you know that Thailand is I have started to have some suspicions about you, you know? Anytime we're saying all these funky things, you always have the answer. How come you know that Thailand is the ladyboy country? So all that. Where was I even? So there's a whole raft of all sorts going on in the news cycle. You're aware, I'm aware. Just the news is moving at such a rapid pace that it's very difficult to keep up. But we try and keep on top of it. Not just keep up, but we even try and keep on top of it. Tinubu has signed the electoral bill into law, and he ran some commentaries on it. So no matter how many screaming and shouting people do now, the election is pretty much, because I don't think there was that much of a deviation from what was already in situation. So Tinubu has signed the electoral bill into law. So there's no more any other funky dancing. It's just to make a spectacle of yourself. So you marching on the Senate, you going ding dong, is of no consequence. If you push it too far, maybe some people will chop some bullets, and that would be the end of that. But that's been signed into law. So that's the law that would bind the next cycle of election, which is not next year. So that is already a settled space. So in all of the funk of the high octane news, there was a commentary that came out of R0T that a lot of people may have missed. R0T was speaking to the narrative of Sunday Igboho and Nnamdi Kanu, and they were speaking to how the trajectory of those two narratives how the trajectory of those two narratives, how they differ so sharply, or why they differ so sharply. So apologies to the Arsenal fans, by the way. You know, if you wondered why I have this big smile on my face, it's because Arsenal, it looks as though they've sorry, this is just an aside. I saw BT there in the comment section. You know, if you I hope I don't lose subscribers for this. I know a lot of Arsenal followers follow the platform. But if you wonder why I have this big smile on my face, it's because Arsenal drew with Wolverhampton 2-2. So Arsenal being at the top of the league with a gap between them and the next person, Wolverhampton Wanderers, they've been at the bottom of the league. They've only won one game in the whole of the season with just about 11 games to go. Arsenal go there and they drew. So what does that tell us? That tells us now that the fate of the league is no longer in the hands of Arsenal, because Man City, who are almost certainly going to win the league, they have a game in hand, which is to say that Arsenal has played, let's say, 26 games, and Man City has played. So apologies for the non-football people. It was that BT's comment that just led me down that path. I'll navigate back very quickly to politics. But Arsenal sit at the top of the league with a 5-point gap between them and Manchester City. Manchester City is chasing them hard. Arsenal have played, how many games have they actually played? I think they played 26 games now. I've got the table right on my screen here. You know, it's something I check regularly. And by the way, don't even ask me my own team. We are not in anything. I followed Newcastle. We're just in the middle of nowhere at the moment. Although we won 6-1 in Europe today, but that's always a good cheer. So Arsenal, yes. So Arsenal have played 27 games out of a complement of, I think, is it 36 games that everybody plays? So Arsenal has played 27 games. Manchester City has played 25 games. Arsenal has a 5-point gap between them and Manchester City. So that's the first thing you need to know. So now, Manchester City has 1 game in hand because they've played 26. Arsenal has played 27. So if Man City win their game in hand to be on the equal number of games with Arsenal, which they almost certainly will win, then Man City will be on there'll be a 2-point gap between the two teams. So Arsenal will only then be leading Manchester City by 2 points. But there's a caveat to the whole narrative. And the caveat to the narrative is that Arsenal and Man City still have to play. So that is to tell you then that Arsenal have bottled it again, as they always do. So that's Arsenal. Oh, I cannot. Some people will jump into the River Thames, you know, off the back of all that. But let's navigate back. Tinubu signed an important deal, an important executive order, actually, just earlier on today, which went under the radar, but it's probably the most important thing that his administration has yet done. Is signed Tinubu signs executive order mandating direct remittance of oil and gas revenues. So previously, that oil and gas revenue used to hold in the hands of NNPC. So they will make whatever deductions they feel they are entitled to. They will add all manners of, they'll add all of these charges, and by the time they get to remit anything to the federal coffers, it's almost to the point that they will even be telling us that the government is owing them money. So, and this was embedded in the petroleum industry, the PIB, petroleum. Well, what was that bill that Buhari signed? The Petroleum Industry Bill, Petroleum Industry Act. So this was all embedded in that act that Buhari signed. But there's somewhat of a reversal via an executive order to just stop that hemorrhaging of money to the NNPC. So we'll be getting into a lot of that as well. So a lot of funky stuff. What else are we getting into? Yes, Tinubu actually speaks on the reasons why the Electoral Act bill has not gone in the way that a lot of people wanted it to go. So we'll be having to listen to that as well. Akpabio tells us that Senate President Akpabio says Nigeria's new electoral law is the first of its kind since independence. So quite what led him to make that statement. We'll be getting into that as well. So there's a whole raft of all sorts to get into. So what does that mean? That means that the next 2 hours of your time at least is accounted for. So lean back, kick back, take it easy, and just surrender yourself. Surrender, throw your hands up in surrender, and surrender yourself to the space. Just go get yourself a glass of wine, go get yourself some chocolates and nibbles, and just surrender to the experience that is the one man went to mow experience. One man went to mow the eagle lands again. Is this where I play a little bit of music let me play you a little bit of music just to recalibrate myself. Let me play you this. Right. So that was a little bit of a funky something by the Ogene dancers of Ikolobia. The Ogene dancers of Ikolobia. So that's not their name, by the way. That's just me making stuff up. So the Ogenes or quartet of Ikolobia, I think those were actors, were they not? They look like actors to me, especially the vertically challenged guy. You know, they don't call people dwarfs and short people anymore. You call them now vertically challenged. That's the newfangled world that we live in now. You have to be woke in your tonality, otherwise you get cancelled. They vertically challenged. You know they used to, just as an aside, back in my day, people that had like a black parent and a white parent, we used to call them half caste. That was the phrase. But perhaps that will resonate with Baba. A lot of you may be too young to even know that language. Back in the day, back in my day, people that had different race parents, we used to call them half caste. You know, so that language became suddenly politically too insensitive. The woke space got into that space and they started to wag fingers at us. So we went from half caste to mixed race. So that was the regard, that was the accepted norm for quite a while. Do you know that we have now gone from mixed race now? Do you know where we are now? It's now mixed heritage, because they are now insisting that there's only one race, which is the human race. So the regard now, the default phraseology, the terminology now, the acceptance now amongst that workspace is now mixed heritage. Very quickly, it will transmute into something else. So this is where we are now. I think this is one of the things that brought Trump in, actually. People are fed up with the wokeness. All you woke people, people are fed up with the wokeness. Let men be men, let women be women. We only have two genders, by the way, you know, according to biology and science, which is men and women. You know, whisper it quietly, but that's actually factually true. You know, we only have two genders. But in this currency that we're in now, we have 50, but in actual scientific facts, we only have two genders, male and female. But all that is an aside. Shall we just get started? Enough of the tomfoolery and messing about. So we start off from where we left off, which is the travails of the diminutive former governor of Kaduna State, the Akuru Kete of Kaduna State. The never-ending woes, the travails of the Akuru Kete of Kaduna Central. Nasir El-Rufai rearrested after EFCC release. So this is breaking news, but not surprising news. We knew that he was going to do the circle of so many agencies, but the expectation was that it would go from the EFCC to the ICPC, and then from the ICPC to the DSS. But it looks as though the DSS may have jumped the queue because, of course, Ribadu is impatient to get his hands on El-Rufai. So there it is, right there. Breaking but not surprising news. Update: Nasir El-Rufai rearrested after EFCC release. Armed operatives on Wednesday night arrested former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai as soon as he was released by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Mr. El-Rufai was detained by the EFCC over corruption allegations on Monday. He was granted bail at about 8 p.m. on Wednesday, but was immediately picked up by armed operatives who laid an ambush for him at the premises of the EFCC headquarters, witnesses said. It is unclear which law enforcement agency rearrested the politician. A source had told correspondents that the operatives who picked him up were from the State Security Service, which will be the DSS. Some other sources said the agents came from the Independent Corrupt Practice and Other Related Offences Commission, which is also investigating the former governor for alleged corruption. So what corruption is the ICPC investigating him for, differently from whichever corruption the EFCC is investigating him for. And God, oh God, when will be the time that one of these agencies will be jettisoned, or those two agencies will be merged together? Their own remit, their brief, what their purpose of existing, it mirrors each other. So they are duplicitous agencies who are just repeating. This is why they said the Nigerian space is too overburdened with bureaucracy. ICPC in charge of corrupt practices and other related matters. EFCC is in charge of corrupt practices, and then we have a police force again that part of their remit is to tackle and attend to corrupt related infractions. So we have about 3-4 agencies all on the same remit. So there it is right there. From the top again, armed operatives on Wednesday night arrested former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai as soon as he was released by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC. Mr. El-Rufai was detained by the EFCC over corruption allegations on Monday. He was granted bail at 8 p.m. on Wednesday, but was immediately picked up by armed operatives who laid an ambush for him at the premises of the EFCC headquarters, witnesses said. It is unclear which law enforcement agency rearrested the politician. A source had told correspondents that the operatives who picked him up were from the State Security Service, but some other sources said the agents came from the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Commissions, not corrupt practices and other related offenses commission, yes, which is also investigating the former governor for alleged corruption. The SSS recently picked a battle with the politician over allegations that he unlawfully intercepted the phone communications of Nigeria National Security Advisor NSA Nuhuribadu. So this is a very poorly written paragraph. So the first thing it says the SSS recently picked a battle with the politician. So the SSS did not pick a battle with the politician. The politician made a self-confession on national TV that it was wiretapping, it was eavesdropping on the phone of the National Security Advisor. So if he made that confession as something as egregious and as a high risk to national security as that, if he said it was eavesdropping, it was wiretapping the phone of the National Security Advisor. So what's the expectation of what happens after that? Of course, they will attend to him. So it's not the SSS pricking battles with him. It is him actually making a confession, which they are now attending to. So I'm not quite sure. And it says over allegations that he unlawfully. So it's not an allegation now, it's a confession. We all heard it now. We've all seen we even reacted to it in was it yesterday's afternoon session? So it wasn't an allegation, it was a confession. The SSS recently picked a battle with the politician over allegations that he unlawfully intercepted the phone communications of Nigeria's National Security Advisor NSA Nuhuribadu. On Monday, the SSS charged him with cyber crimes before the Federal High Court in Abuja over the phone tapping allegation. So I'm not quite sure if the SSS has lawyers advising them or not, but this haste to go to law is a misstep. You know, it's a misstep. So they are charging him to court, but the burden of proof, you know, in law, there's especially in criminal law, there are two standards that has to be adhered to before you can get a positive result. There are two things in criminal law. There's something that they call mens reas, which is all Latin word. There's something they call mens reas, which is to say criminal intention. That's mens reas. And then there's another thing they call actus reas, which is then a criminal act. So you have to establish the two before you can get a conviction in a criminal court. So you cannot just say you heard it on national TV saying that it was listening to Ribado's conversations. So that's mens reas. But what about the actus reas? So what proof do you have that that actually happened, or rather than him just being braggadocious and wanting to be? It's like they call it Napoleon syndrome, isn't it? What's that other? What's other? There's something else. They call it Walter Mitty personality. You know, Walter Mitty personality. Somebody that pretends to be what they are not. They call them Walter Mitty personality. So I don't think there's sufficient enough grounds for them to be charging them to court. But that's those are the travails of R0T. It's going to spend a lot of time with so many agencies answering so many questions. It's going to have to cough up some of the money that is stole anyway. But I think it's going to be too busy for politics for the next few months. So where were we? Do we need to go any further with this one? So the case file followed Mr. El-Rufai's remark on a live Arise TV interview on Friday. He claimed that the National Security Advisor's phone was tapped and that he heard the NSA directing security operatives to detain him. He alleged that the directive prompted an attempt to arrest at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja on Thursday, where he exchanged heated words with security personnel. Witnesses said officials briefly confiscated his international passport before escorting him out amidst chants from supporters. So they did not briefly confiscate. His passport. The passport is still in their custody, so they did not briefly do it. I wonder who wrote this thing. I think it may be an English language. Emmanuel Agbo. It sounds like somebody from the South. It might well be an English language thing. The way he crafts language, allegedly, apparently, with regards to something that we know that happened in actual fact. So allegedly, apparently, to something that we know happened in actual fact. All right. So, is anybody actually clear what was passed in that new electoral bill? Because the offending clause was real time or not, and I don't think that real time made it. I know for certain that the real time did not make it into the final draft that Tinubu has just signed. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but let's go here. Let's see what Akpabio is making of it. I could read this out, but I think it may well be somewhere on Twitter. So let's see. Tell me if you can hear Akpabio here in the comment section. Let's see if you can hear him. Let me bring him up. Let me bring this up. Tell me in the comment section if you can hear the audio so I know what we're doing.
And we're very patriotic in our submissions. And allowed, well, a lot of provisions in the amended act would definitely make Nigerians very happy. We did a very thorough job, very painstaking. We took cognizance of the peculiarities of the country. We did not allow too much outside interference, and we're very patriotic in our submissions. And at the end, we believe strongly that what the president has just assented into Act of Parliament will make for a better election in the future and will also lead to prosperity and will also lead to transparency of the electoral process. At the end, Nigerians will benefit a lot from future elections. Every vote will now count.
So how have you been able to reconcile the concerns of Nigerians that they raised before the
Well, I think all Nigerians wanted was that in the IREF portal, which is a kind of viewing center of the outcome of most of the polling unit results, that they would like to see that transmitted electronically. We have included that in the amendment that has just been signed to.
But I'm not sure that you can say they've included that in the amendment. I think there was always that requirement, even in the old legislation anyway. there was always that requirement, even in the old legislation, that INEC should transmit the elections from the polling booth to IREV. So that was always a requirement. But when they get to do it, it was where the contention was. So the contention was that there should not be too many steps from the votes being cast to it being viewable on the IREF portal. So on IREF. So that's really where the contention is. People are contending that there's too many steps between the votes being, because the vote is counted, that's the vote is cast, that's one. And then after that vote is cast, hold on, who's sending me messages? You know, when I hear my phone go ding dong, it distracts me. So where was I? So what people actually want is that they don't want too many gaps or too many steps between the votes being cast and it being viewable on the INEC portal. So you cast your vote, that's one. After that vote has been cast, it has to be counted. So after your vote has now been cast now, so a step takes place, the vote has to be counted. So that's one step. And then it has to be verified and signed. That's two steps. And then it has to go on the beavers, which is the machine that they use to collate all of these things. That's another step. And then people then want it from that polling unit to go to the to the INEC server, which is the IREV, the viewing portal. But in most instances, it then goes from that unit to a centralized hub, which is what they call a collation center. And then from that collation center, then it gets uploaded into the system. So there are too many steps in the process, and every single step avails an opportunity for election rigging. So that's where the contention is. That's why people were insisting on real time. But as we all know, the system, our infrastructure does not accommodate for results being transmitted in real time. It's just going to be anarchy. The results will come back inconclusive. They will force Tinubu to step down, and they'll put some random person there that will then rig them in. So it's just some convoluted nonsense, which clearly has not worked. But let's continue to listen to Akpabio.
To act of parliament. But we also took cognizance of areas where there may not be any network, where there may not be communication capacities and availability. And we said, since the polling unit result comes in from EC8A, which is signed by the presiding officer, signed by the agents, and signed and in the presence of security agents, copies are given to all. Then we can use that as a primary source of collation at that unit. And then, of course, we transmit it, even if there's no network at that time. Once we step out of there, maybe towards the ward center or the local government center, it will drop into the IREF, and people will still be able to view. The implication of that is that if what is eventually collated at the next center is different from what is in the IREF, Nigerians will be able to compare whether the election result had been tampered with. And for us, that had always been the problem in the country, that once election result leaves a polling unit, it will be tampered with or mutilated. That has been eliminated today. So we are satisfied that we have met the aspiration of Nigerians. That the issue of real time also comes in. Once you transmit, even if there's no network at that time, once you go to where there's network, it will still drop. So eventually everything will still be shown. So we are happy and satisfied that we have been able to interpret the intentions and the yearnings of majority of Nigerians, not those who are politically motivated.
So what Akpabio is saying right there, it captures the essence of everything. What people want is for the process to as the country can facilitate for as possible, to be devoid of interference. And what's being passed into law now, what is still being passed into law is still real time, subject to the infrastructure of the country. So what he's saying is that once the thing goes into the beavers, it automatically triggers an automatic transfer. And then once that agent leaves that space to wherever the network is a lot stronger, that thing automatically then uploads onto the system. So to all intents and purposes, it's still real time as facilitated for by the infrastructure of the country. And you cannot ask for more than that. You cannot ask to give what is not available. So we don't have the infrastructure now. So what even is the nonsense all about? So I think it's quite clear what they have done. But when it gets to the hands of the obedience, it will turn into a Chineke May screaming and shouting something.
Not few people who make noise. Noise is different from lawmaking. And I always say, no matter what we did in the last 2 years, we went to retreat in Lagos, we went to retreat in Ibadan, everywhere. Those things were just mere consultations. The final outcome of what was amended happens in the plenary of both chambers. And we felt in the last 1 month that we have done a lot. And even the Senate, for instance, we sacrificed even the holidays. The Mr. Speaker had to call back members who were on a bit of a break from plenaries, from budget sessions, to come back and undertake this all-important national assignment. That's why I said we are very satisfied that going forward, we are going to have more transparent election. This has never happened since 1960. We have never had electronic transmission of results in any of our laws. We never even recognized the IRF in the 2022 Act. All those things are now there. And at the end of the day, more powers are given to political parties that they should decide who their candidates are. And above all, participatory democracy, more inclusiveness. Members of different political parties are now allowed to do direct primaries. That means you can choose the person you want. Delegate selection, of course, one person can write the list and then just submit. But this time around, the members who are in the political party will stand up and vote for their candidates and the candidates of their choices. That some people don't understand that it is not even good that in an election, you have 5 people contesting. One person scores out of 300,000 votes. One person scores 290,000. And then for one reason or the other, he's disqualified by the court. And then the person who scored 1,000, who is not popularly elected, will now be declared a winner. All those things are eliminated. We have now recommended that where such a case happens, then you should call for another election. And that also comes even with the governorship election, where somebody who scores the second highest vote may not meet the 2/3 of the spread of the requirements in local government.
So that is
no, we don't want that kind of situation.
So that is a Hope Uzodinma law right there. Remember, Hope Uzodinma came. Well, the person that actually won that Imo State election was a chap called Emeka Ehidioha. And by the magic of the Buhari legal system, suddenly, I think Hope Uzodinma actually came 4th, not even 2nd or 3rd, but 4th in that election. That was the first one, or not his second one. He actually came 4th in that election, but by the magic of the Buhari legislative system, he suddenly went from 4th to being the governor of Imo State. So all of those funky facilitations have been eliminated now by this now new electoral bill. So well done to Akpabio and the team.
Not meet the 2/3 of the spread of the requirements in local government and to be declared a winner. No, we don't want that kind of situation. We want something that will help Nigerians to truly elect their leaders.
So there it is right there. Nice try, but the window for hacking has been closed. Well, it hasn't really been closed anyway, because according to Mahmoud Yakubu, they attacked the INEC server about 1 million+ times in the last cycle of election. And I know that they would have embedded all those obedient spaces. They would have embedded a lot of people within the INEC system. So the system still very much vulnerable to attacks by the obedience. That's all they are hinging their politics on, just to attack the system and to see if they can embed fake results to declare their guy or just destroy the whole elections. That's the game of the obedience. So this is Tinubu now signing the Electoral Act into law. Real-time transmission. Hacking needs to be avoided in this computer age, says Tinubu. So those were his commentaries as he's signed now this new Electoral Act into law. Real-time transmission hacking needs to be avoided in this computer age, says Tinubu. President Bola Tinubu has praised the National Assembly for passing the Electoral Act 2026 Amendment Bill, which he signed into law on Wednesday at the presidential villa. The signing ceremony was attended by senior government officials, including Senate President Godswill Akpabio, Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas, and the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila. So we've not been seeing a lot of Femi Gbajabiamila these days. You know, there was once upon a time that it was never out of the news cycle. I think they've you know that Femi Gbajabiamila is Remi Tinubu's boy. So Remi Tinubu has pulled him back a bit. Most likely the case. So Remi Tinubu has pulled him back a bit, most likely the case. Real-time transmission hacking needs to be avoided in this computer age, Tinubu says. President Bola Tinubu has praised the National Assembly for passing the Electoral Act 2026 Amendment Bill, which he signed into law on Wednesday at the presidential villa. The signing ceremony was attended by senior government officials, including Senate President Godswill Akpabio, Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas, and the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila. According to correspondents, other lawmakers present include Senate Leader Okoyemi Bamidele and Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kanu. Speaking after giving assent to the law, President Tinubu stressed that democracy thrives on strong discussions aimed at national development and stability, he said. I followed keenly what you were doing. The essence of democracy is to have very solid brainstorming discussions committed to national development and nation building, stability of the nation. It is not as important as the history aspect of this. What is crucial is the fact that you manage the process to the extent there will be no confusion, no disenfranchisement of Nigerians, and that we are going to see democracy flourish. The president emphasized that confidence in the electoral system is vital, noting that while technology plays a role, the human element remains central in finalizing election results. Tinubu pointed out that Nigeria's voting process remains largely manual, with ballot papers issued. Let's do that again. Tinubu pointed out that Nigeria's voting process remains largely manual, with ballot papers issued, thumb printed, and counted by hand. He explained that accuracy in recording results on Form EC8A is essential, and that manual transmission safeguards are necessary to avoid glitches or interference. He added, it is just the arithmetic accuracy that is to enter into the Form EC8A. It is the manual, essentially. The transmission of the manual result is what we're looking at, and we need to avoid glitches. I am glad you did. Interference, unnecessary hacking in this computer age, inquisitiveness. So I don't quite know. Tinubu talks, a lot of his words are gibberish anyway, just incoherent nonsense in most instances. Key provisions in the Electoral Act. So this is very important. I need you all to pay attention to this one. Key provisions in the Electoral Act 2026 amendment. The new signed amendment introduces a crucial safeguard. Where are the subscribers, by the way? Can people please subscribe? The numbers are not going up. Nobody's subscribing. We're not seeing the likes go up. Nobody's clicking on like. Never mind anybody not super chatting. So what's even going on now? At least do one of the three. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe now. If you have not clicked on like, please click on like. And if you feel inclined super chat, but certainly click on like and subscribe now. That's not too much to ask. I'm not being unreasonable to ask that now. What is your contribution to the whole thing? You just come and consume it. You say, oh, this one is an Agbado, is an Igbo hater, and then you do your usual nonsense and then you go. No, no, no. You have to subscribe and click on like. So please do that. Every single person engaging with this platform right now should be subscribed. And you know it. And I'm talking to you, Chiamaka or Mukhtar or whoever it is that is proving stubborn. So don't prove stubborn. And nobody cares for your stubbornness. Just subscribe to the damn thing. Right. Key provisions in Electoral Act 2026 amendment. The newly signed amendment introduces a crucial safeguard for election results transmission. Clause 60 sub 3 of the bill states that presiding officers must electronically transmit results from the polling unit to the IREF portal after completing and signing Form EC 8A. So that is the vexatious clause right there. So we need to be clear. So clearly you've heard nobody say anything about real time. So what the law requires is that they should transmit it to the IREF portal. So real time or no real time, if it's tomorrow that they're able to, then they do it tomorrow. The newly signed, I'm just going to read it again so we are clear. The newly signed amendment introduces a crucial safeguard for election results transmission. Clause 60 sub 3 of the bill states that presiding officers must electronically transmit results from polling units to the IREF portal after completing and signing Form EC 8A. However, if electronic transmission fails due to communication challenges, the manually completed Form EC 8A will serve as the primary source of collation and declaration of results. Everything changes but remains the same. So that's essentially what that tells us. Everything changes but remains the same. President Tinubu concluded by expressing optimism about Nigeria's democratic journey, saying the country will continue to nurture its democracy for prosperity and stability. This amendment is expected to strengthen confidence in Nigeria's electoral process by ensuring that manual records remain a reliable fallback in the event of technical disruption. So the lawyers will feast from March 2027 to at least for the next 3 months, March, April, May, they'll feast on that. Earlier, correspondents reported that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has clarified that results for the Federal Capital Territory FCT Council elections scheduled for February the 21st will not be transmitted in real time. According to correspondents, the commission described reports suggesting otherwise as inaccurate. In a statement issued on February the 18th, INEC's Chief Press Secretary Adebayo Oketola explained that the commission's chairman, Professor Joash Amopiton, was misquoted by some media outlets after visiting polling preparation centers in Kuje, etc., some whatever areas in Abuja. So, is this going to be the first election under Amopiton? Can somebody remind me if there's been any elections under Amopiton or not about that stuff? Do you remember when they floated the Naira and I told you that the exchange rate will ultimately land at 800 Naira, 700-800 Naira to the dollar? That's where it's going to end. And a lot of you laughed at me. Well, Dangote seems to somewhat agree. Dangote declares Naira could hit 1,100 to the dollar before 2026 ends. So that's the confidence in the economy right there. So if he's saying that, then you best be backing it with your money. Aliko Dangote, Africa's richest man and chairman of the Dangote Group, has forecasted a notable appreciation in the Nigerian Naira, predicting it could strengthen to as low as 1,100 to the American dollar by the end of 2026. Dangote made the optimistic projection on Tuesday during the launch of Nigeria's industrial policy in Abuja an event graced by the Vice President Kashim Shettima and key figures. Speaking at the occasion, he credited ongoing government reforms for the positive momentum, noting that manufacturers are increasingly optimistic about economic outlook. Today, the dollar is 1,340. Mr. Vice President, I can assure you that with what I know, by blocking all this importation, the currency this year will be as low as 1,100 if we are lucky, Dangote said. So that's Dangote right there, backing what I've always said. All right, so this is the headline piece now. No equivalence between Kanu and Igboho. So this is coming out of the presidency. So these are Tinubu's takes on the Igboho and the Kanu saga. The special advisor to the president on public communications and orientation, Sunday Dare, has firmly rejected suggestions in some quarters that there is no distinction between the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, and the Yoruba Nation campaigner, Chief Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Igboho. In a statement issued to journalists on Tuesday, Dare maintained that there is no basis for comparison between the two figures, stressing that their actions, methods, and consequences are fundamentally different. Dare argued that Kanu, who was recently convicted on terrorism charges by a federal high court in Abuja and is serving a life sentence, engaged in insurrection and armed confrontation against the Nigerian state, which is, of course, factually true. He said this resulted in the death of more than 700 innocent people and triggered economic paralysis across the Southeast. By contrast, Dare contended that Igboho's activism was centered on defending communities in the Southwest against criminal activities attributed to rogue herders alongside peaceful agitation for a Yoruba nation. According to the statement, Nnamdi Kanu's IPOB movement involved elements widely associated with insurrection and direct confrontation against the Nigerian state. This included elements of sit-at-home order, often through threats and violence, resulting in numerous deaths. Reports cite over 700 fatalities linked to enforcement clashes and defiance killings. Other inimical activities include attacks on security forces, destruction of public infrastructure, and the formation of armed groups like the ESN. So there's a total chasm between what Nnamdi Kanu stands for and Sunday Igboho stands for. We all know that. Kanu's rhetoric and actions escalated to calls that many viewed as inciting violence against the state and even against his own people in the Southeast who defied orders. The statement continued. In contrast, Sunday Igboho's activism centered on Yoruba communities, primarily against alleged killings, kidnappings, and farm destructions by suspected herders. He focused on self-defense, warding off criminal elements from Yoruba land. So this Sunday Dare sounds like a Yoruba nationalist, though. Igboho also deployed peaceful agitation for Yoruba self-determination / Oduduwa nation without establishing a militia to fight the Nigerian military, without ordering attacks on police and soldiers, and without imposing paralyzing enforcement measures like sit-at-home orders that harm civilians and the economy in his region. The line is clear. One crossed into armed rebellion and violent enforcement that affected and sometimes harmed his own ethnic group, while the other remained largely defensive and localized against perceived external threats without the same level of state-targeted insurgency. Public discourse should stop equating the two. The context, method, and consequences are fundamentally different, he said. So there it is right there. So that is the stance of the Tinubu administration with regards to this narrative of favoring the Sunday Igboho, pardoning even. Have we not heard them say that Sunday Igboho was pardoned? I'm not quite sure where they got that from. So that's that. So we're going back now to this electoral bill, and we're doing it's either you can either consider it to be a rogues list or a heroes list. So depending on where you sway in the divide, so you can either consider this list that I'm about to read you now, you can either consider them to be a rogues list or a heroes list. You can either consider them to be true patriot or unpatriotic. So I'm going to give you a list of the people that voted for mandatory transmission of election results in real time. So I'm going to give you the list, but as well as determining if they're a rogues list or a heroes list, I want you to also keep an ethnic count as I read out the name. So keep a count of which ones are Yorubas, which ones are Southeasterners, which ones are Northerners, etc., etc. So we want to know just the demography of either the heroes list or the rogues list. So here are the people that voted for mandatory real-time transmission of election results. ADC, it used to be of Labour Party, now it's ADC, was it PDP even? Whatever, Yenaya Abaribe. So he voted for mandatory real-time. Abdul Ningi, he voted for mandatory real-time. So Abdul Ningi is from the PDP. Also from the PDP is Aminu Tambuwal, the former governor of Sokoto State. He voted for real time. Also, well, now with the ADC, formerly of the Labour Party, Ireti Kingibe, she voted in that direction. Seriaki Dixon, he voted in that direction. Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, PDP, she voted in that direction. ADC, Onowa Ogwoshi, he or she voted for, I don't quite know what the gender is, Onawo Ogwoshi. So he or she is of the ADC, voted for that. Labour Party, Tony Nwoye, he voted in that direction, Labour Party. Abga Victor Ume, he voted in that direction. PDP, Austin or Akobundu, he voted in that direction. PDP, Khalib Mustafa, he voted in that direction. PDP, Sikayo Yaro, voted in that direction. Abga Emmanuel Nwachukwu voted in that direction. PDP, Peter Gia voted in that direction. PDP, Ibrahim Dankwambo voted in that direction. I think this color chart actually gives us where they're all from. So this brown one right there, those are the south. The green ones are the southeast. So that's one green one right there. 2, 3, 4, 5. So those 5 southeasterners right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 to the southeast. And then the black ones are northeast. So that's 1, 2, 3. So that's the northeast. The brown ones, the light browns ones are north central. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4. And then this one here, they are south. So that's 1. So it's predominantly the southeast parliamentarians, but then of course that comes as no surprise. Let's go on from that to this one. This is Tinubu speaking after he signed that electoral bill. So tell me in the comment section if you can't hear it, but let's have it, as Kaizo would say. Let's have it.
I followed keenly what you are doing. The essence of democracy is to have, very solid brainstorming discussions committed to national development and nation building, the stability of the nation. It's not as important as the history aspect of this.
I don't know what language Tinubu is speaking, but I do know that it's neither English nor Yoruba. I don't know what language he's speaking, but for definite, for certain, it's not English as is known to man or beast, and it's not Yoruba as is known to beast or man. The best summation of the language that he's speaking is gibberish. Gibberish.
I followed keenly what you are doing. The essence of democracy is to have, very solid brainstorming discussions committed to national development.
Sorry, what can we have subtitles, please? Because all I'm hearing is I wonder if you have a debate between Peter Obi and Tinubu, if you had a one-on-one debate between Peter Obi and Tinubu, only the retards will be in the audience. We will need to employ retarded people to decode what the two retards are saying. Just gibberish, arrant nonsense.
And nation building, the stability of the nation. It's not as important as the history aspect of this. What is crucial is the fact that you manage the process to the extent there will be no confusion, no disenfranchisement of Nigerians, and that we are all going to see democracy flourish. It is time that we have confidence in our system. No matter how good a system is, it's managed by the people, promoted by the
You see, it will get to a point in this page where you will see that he orchestrated that bill from R0T. It's already told us that he was following it keenly, which we expect that he would be. But it will get to a point where you will get the indication that he interfered in that process. When it gets to that point, I'll highlight it.
People, and the result is finalized by the people. In fact, for final results, you are not going to be talking to the computer. You are going to be talking to human beings who will announce the final results. And when you look at the crux of various arguments, maybe Nigeria should question our broadband capability.
So this is the argument that we've always presented on this platform. The country simply, you cannot give what you do not have, can you? So if I ask you to super chat $1 million there now, even if I ask you to super chat $10, you want to, but you won't, because you don't have it. Because my audience are, they are impoverished people. Unfortunately, they are poverty-stricken audience I have. So you cannot give what you don't have, essentially, is what Tinubu is saying. We don't have the infrastructure that supports electronic transmission of results. So why would you embed that in law? Absolute logic turned upside down.
How technically are we today? How technically will we be tomorrow to answer the call of, either read time or no? And as long as you appear personally as a manual voter, in any polling booth. But ballot paper is given to you manually. You decide in the corner and thumbprint the party of your choice. You cast your vote without hindrance and any interference. Ballots are subsequently counted manually, sorted and counted manually. It's just the arithmetic accuracy that is entered into from easy. It's the manual, essentially. The transmission of that manual result is what we're looking at. And we need to avoid glitches. I'm glad you did. Interference, unnecessary hacking in this age of, computer inquisitiveness. Nigeria will be there. We will flourish. We will continue to nurture this democracy for the fulfillment of our dream for prosperity and stability of our country. I thank all of you very much.
All right, I have an in the moment. I did say that Tinubu very difficult to understand because, of course, he talks in gibberish. But thankfully, they've employed somebody that can reinterpret Tinubu's words. So for those of you who struggled to understand whatever it is that Tinubu was saying there, here is a direct translation verbatim of everything he just said. So yes, indeed, he was still speaking in tongues, but the interpretation, the direct interpretation of what he was saying to us then was agbado ewa, bala bulaba, agbado. So that was just a bunch of agbado ewa right there, incoherent gibberish from your president. Incoherent gibberish from your president. So that's me done. I'll send the link into the comment section. If anybody wants to come and share thoughts, please hop on and come share thoughts. And please make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. If there's one thing that rankles, it's not seeing numbers go up, because I make the effort. There's sufficient enough of you that attempt to show me that the effort is being consumed, and all I require you to do is just to like and subscribe. So I don't think that's too much of an ask. So if you haven't done that already, please make immediate and go do that now. Hop like a bunny and hop to it. Hop like a bunny rabbit and hop to it. I'll play the Kegite music and then we see who turns up.
Water, only water, only water, where they see ma. Water, you don't come home. Hapa oh night oh. Oro keke elemu ye o. Ibe shodi ya keke elemu re o. Bobby master keke elemu re o. Chief Waila ti keke elemu re o. Erukulele elemude. Erukulele egbe elemudodo jare o. Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o.
Gbé bọ́dì ẹ̀ gbé.
Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹ̀yẹ ẹ̀yẹ o, ó dìlé o. Olúyẹ̀lá ẹ̀yẹ o, ó dìlé o. Petro Sọ́nàmẹ̀ ẹ̀yẹ o, ó dìlé o. Petro Sọ́dúnkẹ́ ẹ̀yẹ rẹ̀, ó dìlé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ̀. Ikú kò ní ríwà gbéṣe o.
And there it is right there. So there it is right there. Ikoko Neru Agbeshemi death have nothing to do with us. So joining us, Prince Daddy. So that's the Prince right there. So it's you and I, the Prince. Hopefully we hear hello one man, or otherwise we hear goodbye everyone. Hold on 1 second. Are you there, Prince? Look at that. I'll start charging people hotel bills. Hello, man. Yeah, there it is right there. The baritones of our Prince Daddy. So hello, one man from Prince Daddy. Hello, Prince Daddy. How are you? Joining us will be Tay, and also there's Zeta right there. Are we talking in this voice? Prince Daddy. How far? Don't mind me. I was just joshing.
You know, Prince. One of these days, you should start the show in Yoruba just for once, okay?
Yoruba. What to go Yoruba? So I go Yoruba anyway. It's worse than Soli. Yoruba.
Yeah. How you doing? Hello, Zita Babati. How you guys doing?
What's going on?
Good. Yeah. I thought I hold the space for Baba to show up. I guess we got 2 other companies, so that's good. Okay, let me just start with this IREV stuff. We were talking about the IREV or the transmission thing earlier.
Yes. Carry on.
In the earlier show, I stand to be corrected, of course. You guys can tell me. But at the end of the day, what we're talking about here in this transmission business is really sending a PDF file by email. That's how to synthesize everything. You're sending a PDF file by email. That's all you guys are talking about transmission for. That's it. It couldn't be more than that, because the actual physical copy and the transmitter, more like what you're doing is rather transfer of a file, not transmission really. But of course, if you're dealing with computers, everything is transmitted in ones and zeros. And I was trying to explain earlier to Joel and others that, even at that, when there's a delay, a latency in transmission of a data, that data can be compromised, meaning that the packet, when I say packet, that means the way the data is transmitted, right? Every type of data has a header and other parts and a body and like an email and other parts to it. Okay. There's a way you can intercept data in transmission. Even that is not foolproof. Anyways, I probably didn't know what I was talking about. Of course, Tinubu also, you can't affect the transmission of data in transition or in any other form for that matter. So what we're making a big deal about at the end of the day, it's really sending a PDF file by email. It's not that complicated. There's no complexity to it at all. And at the end of the day, you have the EC8 copy. So somebody takes a picture of it or scan it, and it goes into a file format, PDF or Word or whatever other document, and you transmit it. You just send the file. So, typical of most things in Nigeria, they make it sound so complicated. But what we're talking about here is very, very simple, and there's nothing to it. Those people, the obedience, most especially, they think they prefer the transmission of this election results. I'm not sure how they're going to. I mean, again, we took my data computer here.
Most of them don't even understand what. Prince, do you know when the election completes? When the electoral process completes? Do you know?
When it completes? Yeah,
Yes.
when the chairman of the INEC announces the results based on what he has in the coalition center or the announcing center, right?
Yes, no, yes, that's yes. But when when it actually completes is when all the party agents signs
Fine.
the form EC8A. Once the party agent signs that form EC8A, that election completes right there. So everything after that is just processing. It's
Right,
just
of course.
processing. So they've all agreed on the results of that particular unit by signing it. So
that's
whether
why-
they send
but-
it tomorrow or in 10 years' time is of no consequence.
That's
It
why-
changes nothing.
But
you know?
one thing also, in today's age of AI and whatnot, and AGI, I tell you, even a transmitted file can be intercepted and they can do mago and do something to it. And I was asking our earlier on the show that in case there be a discrepancy between the actual physical the copy of the physical form and the transmitted data file, what do we do at that point in time? So people make it sound like there can never be a discrepancy. Of course, there can be a discrepancy. People can intercept and switch files or mutilate, electronically documents. All these things are possible. So nothing is foolproof at all. At the end of the day, nothing is foolproof. And I think at the end of the day, we may have to resort. We have to resort to one copy. And I was saying earlier that it sounds like the physical E8 form copy supersedes any other form of presentation in a court of law. If it came to that, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong.
I think Akpabi also said what you were saying, that the primary source of the election results remains the manual process, which is the EC8A form. So, and that has to be in it now. So that's where everybody signs to agree that this is a true and accurate reflection of what happened at this polling unit.
Yeah,
so
but
if there's any litigation, that's the... So sorry, carry on, repeat that.
Well, I'm asking though, because I've heard on your platform people talk about that they are opposed to manual voting and they only want e-transfers and we have to make it work. So I'm like, why would anybody oppose manual? I mean, even if as a backup.
I don't think one man.
Go on.
Sorry. I think we are misunderstanding everything. You see, when the agent signs, they said they used to take everything to the local government headquarters. And that is where they now do the alteration, if there is any, before now announcing that local government result and then start uploading it in the portal. Now, they are asking that sheet that was signed, they don't need to take it to the local government. They should upload it there. They're not saying it should be electronic voting or something. They're saying that thing they're still going to upload in local government headquarters. They should do it in the polling unit. And the argument now is the polling unit will they have network? So that's where the problem is. Not that they are, I don't know, but that's my understanding of the situation.
But the resolution has still not moved us any closer to whatever it is that the agitation was for, because the resolution quite markedly left out the real-time transmission. So nothing's really changed.
I'm going to push back on what it said, because that is why you have agents at the polling booth, right? One man. Because remember when we covered the last election, everybody takes a picture of that paper, right? At each polling unit. So
that's why people are able to declare themselves. They know they've won at their situation rooms.
Exactly.
Because,
does it really matter if it's taken somewhere? What everybody already knows, because people are posting it.
No, they said they alter it at the local government.
No,
That's their argument.
No, because you once again in the court of law, they're gonna ask you if you follow the Supreme Court case, what was asked at the Supreme Court? Well, did you have an agent there? Number two, did he sign off on that paper? Because that is
But
your
if you
evidence.
look at those forms last election, there are a lot of mutilation and the cancellation and correction
And a lot
were
of
signed.
alterations as well, especially in River State.
No,
yeah,
but
so
that went against those that didn't have enough agents. But but my point is that once you have an agent at the polling booth, that should help, even if they move it regardless. But I have heard from some people that are for e-transmission. I don't think they truly understand the meaning of e-transmission. That's my own, the way they talk about it. They feel like
I don't think they fully understand it, but even the full understanding of it still gives some validity to the argument. They want the process condensed that it doesn't.
They believe that once you put your thumb on that thing, it transmits to issue. That's their own understanding of that.
Yes, I understand that.
Dumb.
But yeah, that is dumb. But if we disregard that and we go to the actual real argument, which is to say that they want the process shortened between the votes being cast and it reflecting on the INEC portal, that's still a legitimate argument. But the way they want to achieve it is unrealistic. It's not feasible.
So that's why I'm saying that for places where you don't have internet service, so what is is it a whole day? Is it 12 hours? What is the time limit for transmission? According to their own law, I'm trying to understand, because some people say it must be immediate. Somebody says the law requires a whole day for it to be transmitted to the coalition center. So what is their own definition of transmission? Is it to be immediate? I mean, because if I live in a rural area, for example, where we don't have internet, and somebody
but that immediacy is instantaneously, because if you are talking about real time, then the English lends it to being instantaneous. And instantaneous is not an hour, 2 hours later.
So how practical is that?
That's why people are just saying it's a ludicrous idea.
One man, you must have in your record there. Last election, it's at the polling unit. They count votes. Have you forgotten? LP1, LP2, LP3. Have you forgotten?
And we all took pictures.
Right, and they take pictures, and you gum one paper at the polling unit. One of the result sheets go to the polling unit. You stamp it on the wall. So for everybody in that unit to see, that's what we saw last election. That is the procedure. What they do, they now, so that even me, if I'm not an agent, I can take a copy of the ones they place on the wall of the unit and send to the situation room or to my own people or for my record.
Bye-bye. I'm even my own opinion is that those that are even pushing for this thing or nothing, I think they are the ones trying to attack the server, not those even advocating for manual. Because if you remember, INEC complained that the server was attacked about 15 times last year. Remember, their server was attacked.
You think a million plus or
so they are the ones trying to rig, honestly.
In fact, that was why they shut it down. It wasn't really any glitch. The attack was overwhelming.
They
tried to
Look, what they don't realize is that left to their devices, each of the political parties, can they out-hack Asiwaju? If say let's hack that thing now, the whole thing will just collapse, and then they will say, "Come and do another election, another 1 trillion." Where will that money come from? In the meantime, Tinubu's time has expired. Maybe May 29. They will start calling for interim government. Oh, Tinubu should step aside. He has run his term. We are in June. Oh, step aside. Let's have an interim government to supervise the new election. Where will the money coming from? Anarchy.
And that interim process will take the better part of a year because they want to get rid of the INEC chairman
They'll call their Baba to come and be chairman of the interim government. You don't know anything. It's not going to work.
Would it not have been a better idea, Baba, if they...
what did they decide?
Well, I don't think they've actually varied from too much from what obtained
originally. It's not a settled law. You see the difference in the last one, they said transfer. That was the operating word. Now they insisted, real-time transmit. Okay, we remove real-time. We replace transfer with transmit. So it's now transmit, all semantic. Nothing changed.
But the crucial thing is that nothing mandates real time. If you hear that Pabio saying there, it says the thing will still it will upload from there to the INEC portal, but only when they are able to get a server. So there's no mandation for real time, which is the crucial bit. And I don't see how this is a variance from what I previously obtained.
They will hack it.
You see,
there will be varied results there. Wait, Zita. At the end of the day, it is the E68A everybody will use because that is authentic. If
the elections will be messy.
It will be messy.
And the lawsuits after will be even messier. It will just be a whole.
But what Tinubu is trying to do is, as a champion, you have in boxing, you have to knock down your opponents. We will knock them down. It's good. The nearest they can get. Is maybe 30%. Ashwaju will win with landslide of 65 to 70. Quote me.
Baba, Emma Bino, just for clarification, the primary law that they changed in regards to primary elections within the political party, is it mandated or is it still an option for direct primaries now, or are we still doing delegates?
Oh, I don't think did they mandate anything there?
Each party's problem.
Also,
that is each party's problem.
I don't think they mandated anything there.
Not regulated by
INEC. They just set a time scale. They just set a time scale for the. I think by September everybody should have submitted their players.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Thanks.
But Baba, would it not have been a better idea for the push to have been for some form of video recording of the results? That would have been.
Nobody stop you as a voter.
No, as a formal requirement of the umpire.
To video what?
To video record the results. As it's been signed by the party agent, they should video record it.
It's optional. Even me as a voter, I can. Even you used to play a clip of these LP people guiding their votes.
The one used
LUP 99, LUP 64, LUP
that was from individual video. That was individual video. Nobody's going to stop you. It's your area. It's where you live. It's always like fun. Some people even use their car headlights in areas where they don't have lights. Have you forgotten? Some people even rented generator for the INEC staff to use. It's always a fun thing. So what they do, some even follow the box to the ward unit, which is no more useful. If the box disappear, they will cancel the election of that.
There's been huge improvement in our electoral process. So there's no point in ballot snatching anymore. So all that is out of the question. The only window that opens now is vote buying. That's the only window left in terms of election rigging.
And that would be the hardest to get rid of. Not even in America, they do vote buying. Of course, the common people don't get paid. They don't get paid directly.
They'll come here and tell you. They'll tell you it's clean.
It's not only with vote buying. Deals is still on the table because you can tell somebody what you can do and cannot do. Convince the people. The people will go home and convince their people, and they will vote for you. There are a lot still.
Yeah, but that's not illegal now.
Well, we don't buy votes here. We only
that's rigging now.
No. Is that
Even the male voters.
persuade somebody
what do you
to
understand by male voting?
Awareness.
Okay,
Awareness.
you see, this rigging of a thing, I think people do misunderstand what rigging is. When you, when you convince somebody by telling somebody what you know you cannot do to get the person to get to the pool and vote for you, that's rigging. Go and check the meaning.
No, it isn't. That's what politicians do.
Yeah, that's why I say every election is rigged.
Extraneous form of rigging. That would not be rigging. I don't think so.
Politicians lie to you to get your vote. So is that not
check the meaning of rigging now? There are different ways of rigging. That's one of it.
I'm not sure that's tenable.
Check it now. Haba. No be me say make you check the meaning of rigging.
Persuading you with empty or false promises is rigging.
No, that doesn't fall under the definition of.
No, I'm not sure that it does. So is it
one man is trying to
rigging in election definition is when you alter the figures.
Line
alteration of the figures, numbers. That's rigging.
I'm not even sure that vote buying is not a gray area. You know, is vote buying, is it really fully rigging is the thing, you know? I mean, if you're willing to sell your votes, then why not? I mean, how is that rigging?
It's like, my dear, you're hungry. We don't have soup.
So look at
what of a bribery? Is it also part of full rigging?
How do you mean? Bribing who?
Electorate, the voters.
With what? With money? That's vote buying now. That's vote buying.
Like here in Canada last year, the ruling party, having and afraid of losing the election, they were in panic, and suddenly they started paying secretly into our various box $200. So, and they ensure that it circulate everyone before the election. So, what do we call that?
Did they tell you the reason why they give you the money?
Economic stimulus.
No. That's why you're saying that's your shape politics now.
For support. It is campaign. So they didn't do it at the same time, but they pay us at different times. But at the end of the day, every one of us, we just open our letterbox, we find it. And
good for you guys in Canada. At least you get money directly from the politicians. Here in America, is the people, the organizers that get all the money. The common people that actually do the voting don't get money. But why do you think spend billions of dollars?
Elon gives some money out now. Didn't Elon give some money out?
No, that's for certain things. It wasn't. Yeah.
Please come on.
For certain things, for groceries,
No. It was giving out like $1 million or so for to a few people. I mean, that's a lot of money. That's not what we're talking about here.
that was more than that. Now we did more than that.
To individuals people at home, you boss them, give them sandwich, and give them water, take them back home. Is that not physical bribery?
Maybe in Nigeria, yeah, not in America. Come on, that won't count.
If I help you register and get your ID, is that also bribery?
No.
But hold on. What Baba said there is actually vote buying. If you gather the electorate and then you're giving them sandwiches and a hot drink.
I mean, they've been standing for 3 hours. One man, they need food.
Yes. So that persuades their vote now. It's an inducement. It's an inducement.
It does not.
No, that won't count.
It's not an inducement.
The only time, listen, it has to be when someone is under duress. When someone is under duress or threat, okay, in order for them to cast or change their vote. That's when you're interfering with their free will, to cast their votes for whomever. So, and giving sandwiches, busting people, that's getting too extreme. I mean,
Prince,
we live in a real world here.
Okay, hold on, Prince. How is giving those sandwiches and hot drinks on election day? How is it different from giving 1,000 naira to the electorate? What's the difference?
Well, to me, there's a big difference. Now you use it cash or money if you directly give that money, the $1,000 to induce vote buying, then that's totally different than you just offering a hot drink and a sandwich to somebody in a cold winter rainy day when they're voting.
Do you know that when they're giving them those sandwiches, they also give them campaign flyers?
Are you talking about in Nigeria or in the West?
In the United States, yes.
Oh no.
Yeah, in the United States, there was because the Congress had an issue with that, and I think they stopped it or something.
See, on a voting day in America, I mean, there's no, at that point in time, it's too late. There's no inducement really you can do to change people's mind to vote otherwise. It's kind of too late at that point in time. It's just too late. Most people come to the ballot place, not to start filling in their ballot. They already come with their ballot filled out. It's completed. They know from home, not there. We don't do it right there. It's already done. You just want to cast it, put it in the ballot box so it can be counted before a certain time. That's what it is. So you offer them water,
mail voting.
Huh?
Mail voting.
Yeah, mail by voting. We have
in America
voting too.
That is where the real.
You remember in last election they break a box, a UPS box or something, or postal box, and took away everything, all the votes inside. You remember?
Yeah. The last 2020 election was if you talk about 2020, not the 2024 election, the worst. That's why I tell you guys. I mean, I said it before. Nigeria's election compared to America, it's almost more credible if you ask me. If you know the level of shenanigans and corruption in America's election, you'll be shocked. There's so much corruption in America's election. I mean, in Arizona, they went to the people came to the voting place unit, and they told them that the machine is not working, or they deliberately brought about irregular size ballot papers. I mean, there's so much shenanigans in the American election.
Do you remember during the McCain-Obama elections where people were voting for McCain, but it was going to Obama? You remember that? People were thumping for McCain.
Zita has always said no perfect.
But it was going for Obama.
They want even election to happen in Nigeria.
See, I'm glad you say McCain. Arizona is one of the worst places in America to vote, man. Those people are so corrupt.
Because one man in America, we don't have INEC. Each county runs their own elections. So we don't have like an INEC that oversees everybody. Everybody runs their own local county election.
That makes it free for all.
You don't have a centralized.
We don't have.
No.
But and that's what Trump is trying to propose. He's trying to nationalize election. That's what he's trying to propose now, and also making mandatory that every state council in this country uses a ballot paper, and it would, in today's election. Do you know? Actually, I think there's a way that each piece of paper has its own DNA, if I can say that you can trace each ballot paper to an individual. So in actuality, it's getting the more we get more computerized, the better and sophisticated the ballot papers are becoming. It's so difficult to manipulate a ballot paper.
Saying they should do that, they are fighting. He said verification. Presidential election, their constitution said that you should be a citizen. So he's insisting for you. You don't just sit at home and press your thumb and do whatever they call mailing ballot. That mailing ballot should be banned.
One man. In America too, each state also determines who wins. So in some states we have states where they have, if you win, maybe half, more than half, you take all the votes. So they have what they call. Some states have half and half. So it depends on even where you win. It's even split differently depending on the states. So each state has different rules.
State like Alaska, they do that.
So if you win like 60%, you take all the what's it called, college votes. That's all yours. So everybody has.
You remember Carrie Lake in Arizona? They counted and counted. Even 2 weeks later, they were still counting and recounting votes until the court stopped it. You remember Carrie Lake?
That was ridiculous.
Did it in New York too.
Even
did it in New York in 20, I think it was election 2020. They gave the woman the results in 2022. The court have to stop them.
That's why in America, some counties, some areas, nobody even bothers to even dispute. Like if I'm a Democrat in maybe Alabama or Mississippi, don't even bother to even dispute anything. Just leave it to them. They're Republican. Don't even bother. Just look away. So some areas in America, nobody even bothers to count. You just assume they are red over there, they are blue over there, and they've been doing that for
But that got to stop now.
So everybody
to George Bush.
That got to stop.
Zita,
this guy
in this country, we only argue about 4 to 5 things every elections. That's it. Only 4 about 5 actually determines who become president in this country. Nobody argues about Texas. Nobody argues about Alabama, or Mississippi, or California. It's always Arizona, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. It's about 4 or 5 of them.
That's why they want to change it so that votes will count, not state counting. So that because it's a blue state, you are just assume that the red cannot win it. It doesn't work that way, period.
Even folks, look what they did to Al Gore. George Bush wouldn't have won that election, but they declared it so fast and he considered so fast without knowing that counting was still going on. But it was too late for him. And that's one of the president America really missed having.
And I also hate the primary thing in America where once you go to Iowa and you lose, and you go to Pennsylvania, you lose. Once you come to Florida and you lose, you're pretty much done in the primaries. That's it. If you cannot gain that traction for the first 2 cycles in the primaries for your party, you are done. That it shouldn't be so. Because you can actually gain momentum in other areas.
So the thing is that it's your sponsors. Actually, their primary is being determined by their sponsors. You might get momentum, but it's actually ridiculous why they do it that way. The moment you lose in those 3 places, your sponsors will withdraw their funds.
No, I'm saying that.
Okay, let's make a turn. Can we guess what the obedience will jump onto tomorrow? Because this one is closed.
Baba,
what will they jump onto?
I am hoping, sir. I am hoping that the news is true that Abia decamped to APC. I am hoping. I heard today somebody said it to them. I'm not sure if it's true, but if it's true, that would be.
It's a delicate problem happening over there again. Kanu and other political.
Why did they stop the local government?
They are troubling him seriously.
Where?
In Abia.
In Adamawa and in Abia.
I don't know about.
They postponed it now. They said decamping, something like that.
Yeah, no, I heard the Abia one that it might decamp tomorrow.
Adamawa too.
So
they said Abia and Adamawa.
So I really want to hear what So if the news story is true about that, it decamped from Abia tomorrow. R0T will be the worst governor.
I don't think R0T is not ready yet because they are really troubling him. The way they trouble Adele Kiari was frustrated and left.
No, but MP is no longer a party now. The thing is,
APC, Kalu, and all of them, the APC people in Abia State.
Somebody who lives in Abia is telling me that APC is getting a lot of grants in Abia.
Bye-bye. Is Carlo running for governor? The way he's been talking lately, that deputy speaker, I think he has intentions to.
Yeah, he wants, but he's not showing his hand because he doesn't want to lose coming back to still be deputy in the House of Representatives. So he's still hedging his bets.
Which of the Kanu now? The 2 Kanus has been governors.
No, the deputy speaker.
Kanu That's Kanu. This is Kanu. NU.
And who the heck is that one?
Kanu is deputy House of Rep chairman.
Wasn't he governor before?
No, speaker.
No, it was Oji Kalu and the other Kalu. The other Oji was a governor before. Uzo Kalu was a governor before. But this Kanu is presently
Are you saying that if Oti run under a LP for second time, he will win?
It will be tough.
Huh?
If it will be tough, unless Ashiwaju wishes it. And I think Ashiwaju will wish.
When you say things like this, that's why they say UP guys rig election. Why would you say a thing like that now? It's not Ashiwaju to determine who becomes the governor of Abia State.
No,
it's the citizens of Abia State.
Like they will remove their gloves. Let me put it that way. They will remove their
gloves. Why I even came in, Wike is a threat to democracy. Wike is a threat to democracy. I'm telling you. What he's doing
I will
in
agree
Abuja
with
now.
you. If he wins the totality of the municipal votes, I will agree with you.
Wait, Baba, let Zita expand on where she said that.
Wike is telling PDP candidates to drop for APC. That's not democracy now. You shouldn't tell them to step down. You should allow them to go to the polls. And if I know Wike very well, it comes with a threat.
You should allow them to go. Okay, I see.
You should allow them to go to the polls.
I see.
I don't know what you guys are saying.
I don't know. Allow.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. You can always try to cajole anyone and convince them otherwise. I mean,
I understand, but Wike, it will come with a threat. That's the problem. If with Wike, humans like Wike, it comes with a threat. You can step down for anybody normally, but when Wike is being involved in you stepping down, somebody like me, I become like actually really scared. Do you understand? Wike is not be human being now. It will come with a threat. I would have allowed all of them to go to the pool.
I know there was a guy who actually stepped down yesterday, but politics is about negotiation. If you ask me to step down, what I will ask, what do you have for me? Why I should step down? I've spent 10,000 already. Can you give me my 10,000 with profit? You negotiate your way. You're out of power. It's as simple as that. That's what's the intelligent thing to do.
If you people say so, Wike is not a threat to democracy.
I'm not quite sure that Wike is under trial in terms of its capacity to deliver that Abuja at the presidential election when it really matters. So this is a test run to test his impact and popularity. So he would do anything to, Wike now, he doesn't play politics of 50-50 now.
So
he doesn't play 50-50 politics now.
One man who has the most pressure for that Abuja, Wike or Peter Obi, who has put his head into that campaign?
Both of them. For Peter Obi, I don't know why.
I think they are both on that trial. They are both
I
on that trial.
I don't think Peter Obi is on that trial because he has campaigned in other elections and he never won. So I don't know why you people are using Abuja for trial.
With a man who lost
he did in Anambra.
But it's with the big boys now. It's jostling it's with the big boys now. It's
who is the big boys?
If
in
you
the
lost
ADC.
your polling unit in your state,
but he did campaign for ADC in Anambra.
Then you are not a politician.
No, I'm asking. Peter Obi did campaign for ADC in Anambra. So then the big boys were not there, or what?
And I just told you that he lost his polling units.
So why are they trying to use Abuja to grade him? I don't understand. You people actually do think very highly of that Peter Obi.
If it doesn't deliver in Abuja, not even we know, but show sufficient enough impact, then the question then starts to come forward that what is just his political value or potency?
Who send and go Abuja now?
You know that they carry himself go now. See me.
He wanted to show
Don't go
muscles.
church,
Now,
yes.
you know that Labour Party won in Abuja.
Right.
So it thought there was still something there for him to leverage.
But Tinubu,
Edo State, didn't Labour Party win in Edo State?
But Tinubu got 25%, right, in Abuja, correct?
No.
The last election, it didn't? Tinubu did not?
Was that not where the lawsuit was? That was 25% of Abuja or not? You know, do you remember the lawsuits?
Yeah, but yeah, Tinubu got 25% of Abuja. He did.
He did not.
Okay.
That was the obedient.
You can check the results now. The results are still there.
You can look on Steel. You go on Steel.
I thought he got 30%. I don't know.
Not in Abuja. Remember the obedient, because Peter Obi won Abuja, and they were like, "Oh, if you don't win Abuja, you can't become president." And some lawyers came on TV.
So how many did Tinubu get in Abuja?
22 or 23%. He didn't get 25. One man, right? It was close, but he didn't get 25%. One man, can you pull that Steel?
I think from memory, yes. You have to make me go and dig it out. I think from memory, yes, because there was a lot of litigation around him not getting
let me find
a constitutional. We
did follow it now. Still,
I thought they said and Abuja that Abuja
once.
Let me find it real quick. Stairs. Okay. I let me send you the link so you can pull it up.
I think I have it already now. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me put it up.
23. Yeah, 23. Because we went through the whole thing. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, Tinubu got 19%, 19.7. Yeah, Tinubu Obi got 61%. Yeah, he didn't win Abuja. It was Obi and
Obi and Atiku.
No, I think we got 16%.
Atiku did polio, but how come he became second?
The Obi wave kind of swept the whole thing too.
So one man, what you're saying is that if he loses in Abuja, what will happen? If Abuja is the
nothing will happen. But if Peter Obi wins in Abuja, then it will strengthen his hand more within the AADC power dynamics. And if he loses in Abuja, then it reduces his hands a little bit in the ADC power dynamics. It's all about the
so you look it will be where you put Wike and the laugh. I don't even know why he went to campaign in Abuja. I don't know what. I don't know who sent him to go and campaign in Abuja, because I don't think it is necessary for him to campaign in Abuja. Atiku and the R0T and all those Lawal, all those ex-governors that joined ADC, they are not making any move, because all of them will one way or the other get a position if ADC candidate become the president come 2027.
But AI,
so they should also be campaigning in Abuja.
No.
So why is Peter Obi campaigning in Abuja?
AI, what I just told you.
Yeah,
he wants to establish himself. You know why? You know why he's doing it.
And also, in addition to what BT just said, if you look at what's on your screen here, Zita, these are the data from the last cycle. Peter Obi got 61.23% of the votes in Abuja. So he's going there off the strength of this result, still thinking that he owns Abuja.
What about Edo State?
I don't know what he did in Edo State.
Let's forget Edo. What about in Anambra? He got almost 98% vote, right? In Anambra. But he just campaigned and lost. Even his polling unit. And that was under ADC. So why is he going to Abuja, if I may say? He doesn't know when to go and when not to go. I hope it's not the ADC people sending him to Abuja to be shredded. Because you guys know how to fall for somebody. If God forbid I can never be in, but I shouldn't be going to Abuja anyway.
Baba, you need to write a book about Peter B after this thing is over. Like the most dumbest politician. Anyway,
open an umbrella.
I think Ogben is writing that book, isn't he? Ogben is writing a book on at least the last year. Yeah.
To make a point about Peter B, I think we said it quite a few times on the show. One man, when they didn't have enough agents in all the polling units. I think, I'm not sure if I'm going to give Peter B the credit or Abure, but somebody calculated that there's no need to have agents in all the polling units, especially in the northern part where they know they're not going to win. Why do you want to deploy somebody there and only have one or two votes cast for you? So they made a good calculation in that regards, because there's no way they were going to do well in many of the northern city polling units, and it showed actually. So they made a good calculation. There's no need to be everywhere where they needed to be. And that's why when he went, actually, it was quite strategic, actually. When he went to the North, Kanu and those places, Kaduna, he went to the Christian-dominated areas and where he knew he could get votes, and he did very well in those places. So they actually did pretty good overall.
No, they did not. No.
Okay, Anambra State, how many?
One man, I thought he was going to do Edo.
95%.
Okay.
So why didn't he win in the last election? ADC didn't get one single seat in Anambra. You know that. So a place where he got 95% in the last election, he should be a king there, more than the place he got 62%. And the place he got 95% was his hometown. It was his state. He governed for 8 years. That was his kitchen. So I don't understand your analogy, one man, but let me let it to rest.
Well,
So
they still have opportunity in Osun and Ekiti before the year ends. Aregbesola will meet his downfall in Osun own.
Why are you people mentioning Aregbesola? Is he in any way still in the picture? I don't understand.
It gives me
You guys don't know when somebody has faded away.
Is the secretary
this
of the ADC now?
Stuff all about?
We have to talk about him now.
Is the secretary of the ADC?
Shit.
I don't know why you have to discuss it. I mean, like we have a choice.
You leave me and him in a corner in the dark.
If I no fight,
I will carry his head out in the morning.
I think I will buy.
Baba has own day. Baba not own day.
I think I will buy. I'll buy Zita's argument on Aregbe. I was talking to one of my brother on ground. He said if I look at David Mark and Aregbe, he said they look very tired. I think he said they are just trying. They are just going. You can see that they are already worked out. Those people just kept dragging them. There's no energy. They don't have. They are not putting energy there. That the only person that appears to have some energy in ADC is just Obi and Erufai. But at the rest, you can see even Atiku is just doing it. They are tired.
I think
you guys actually
look lifeless.
There's no life. We should just discount Aregbe. I'm telling you, I agree with her.
One man, see, that their ADC, it's not well. They didn't do a good job there. Because the way you do this kind of a thing, you need the money. You shouldn't be doing ex-governor, ex-teacher, ex-nurse. No. They should have targeted the governors, the senators. Those are the people they should have targeted to get them into ADC. not X. X is not going to bring his money to put in something he's not too sure. Come on now. They didn't do the ADC very well, oh. Honestly.
Ashwaju is a bad guy, actually.
Baba,
When he was doing it, we didn't read this the script well. He just captured the whole. When it was Delta owned that surprised me, and that of Bielsa, how he kidnapped them to join APC.
As Plateau joined, it's Plateau that actually surprised me.
It's on board.
It's the Plateau state that surprised me.
So, did you guys hear the rumors that that the R0T deal is nearly complete? We may well have R0T before the end of this month.
Somebody mentioned it at the earlier show today. So, that's where
That you'll be disappointed, though.
The Adamawa governor, that's the one I'm looking at. Atiku State.
No, that's
he's already said it's coming out.
He's gone.
Even he told us that he's on his way.
One man, you know what? One man, you know, I made fun of you when you raised the point that maybe we should just save money for this election and just give Tinubu. We should just save all the money for 2027 and just skip it. Because at this point, it's like, why even hold the election? It's not even making any sense at this point.
If R0T crosses over, I don't think even Peter Obi will pipe down. He will say, "Okay, now, Daddy, any sorrow now, take it easy."
I mean, it's like, what's the point of even holding
it? Patoski, you are not even looking at Obi himself. Of late, I've watched his video closely. Himself is getting to that stage of
tired.
He has to be tired now. The mistake he made was he never stopped campaigning since. You can't campaign for 4 years now, no matter who you are. He can't.
He has nothing new to say again.
Yes, the story is starting to sound somewhat tired and jaded. You know, you keep saying the same. They are tired and, you know, they are still going down saying that Tinubu has not done a single thing. You can't say that now when everybody is saying
it's in their memory.
You know,
the campaign is in their memory.
Yes, that's why it should have stopped. It should have stopped. Maybe the last quarter of last year was when Peter Obi should have come out again. Not be campaigning since the last election, never stopping, running up and down, go and build borehole in Kanu.
Are you saying it's out of gas? It ran out of gas now?
It's run out of ideas now. It's repetitive. It's circling the whole materials. His campaigning has not changed from what he campaigned on.
Just tell President to go swear him.
Even if you have, you know, even if you're making sense, it's like an artist that keeps releasing album every 6 months. Even if you have the greatest voice ever, at some point, people are going to just get tired of listening to you for 3 or 4 years. You must take a break in between. You can't keep coming every 5 minutes. You're on Twitter, you're on Arise, you are for 4 years straight. Even if what you have is just too much, you can't do that as a politician.
Even Trump gets tiring. You know, it gets tiring. Quite frankly,
you know the second mistake that he made. Sorry, Baba, is that his narrative has not evolved. If you listen to Peter Obi today and you go back to 2023, the exact same thing. You know, just nothing new, nothing solid, nothing coherent.
You know that burial party he attended with the wife, when the wife was being decked with jewelries. He came. Do you know some of the guests, the women, they didn't stretch their hands to respond to him. It was like a fish out of water. He escorted him. The wife followed him to that party, Chief Ojora's party. That's a great man, eh? The
other thing is this is something I've noticed about Peter Obi. He seems intimidated by high society people.
Yeah, he was just
very intimidated by high society. If he was in front of Tinubu, he will buckle. If he was standing with Tinubu, he will buckle.
I don't even know what gave him the effrontery to contest for the president of Nigeria. Anyway, but when I say it, they call me all manner of names. And I will continue saying it. Hate me, like me, I don't care. As long as he doesn't get my support, he doesn't get my vote, I'm cool with it. That guy, I don't know what makes him think he has the wherewithal to be the president of Nigeria. I don't know. But
But to be fair to
PDP
him,
did a good job for him.
to be fair to him, Zita, the window opened, the opportunity opened, and he had no choice but to,
The opportunity, the window did not open for people like him.
Yeah, but he was the one that stepped forward now.
Well, it is what it is,
Because
and that's why he came third.
Yeah, but by the permutations, the argument is right that power should have gone to the Southeast, for the equitable balance of it. So
no, you can't say that. You see, when you people say that kind of a thing, to be honest with you, you bring a lot of division. You say a country is divided. You say ethnic groups in Nigeria, they hate themselves. You say a lot of anger and bitterness is going on in the country, and you come up to say a thing like this. Igbos are not the only tribe in Nigeria. Okay? I don't know if a Hausa man has been the president of Nigeria. I don't know. But that is when I mean democratically elected.
The Prime Minister, our first Prime Minister, Tafawa Balewa.
Tafawa Balewa was elected.
Yeah.
In 1999.
No. You say in
who was he with then?
Setting.
When Tafawa Balewa was elected, who else? Wasn't Zeke part of it? Wasn't Awolowo part of it?
Yeah, it's parliamentary system.
Okay.
Sorry, Zita. I don't think you should be too quick to dismiss that idea. Let me explain. You are saying the Hausas, we can pretty much go through large ethnic stocks and say they've not had a turn. But if you look at the broad strokes of Nigeria, we bracket the Hausas with the Fulanis and see them as one stock. They are not, but that's how we see them. And then we see the Yorubas, and then we see the Igbos. If you look at the broad strokes of that country, those are the three main hubs that people look at ethnically. Now, okay, if you go from that prism, because that's the generally conceived perception, if you go by that generally conceived perception, and then you look at the power dynamics in that country, if you look at this fourth republic, look at any republic, but let's use this fourth republic as a test case. Okay. We had Obasanjo Atiku, and then we had Yar'Adua Jonathan, and then we had Jonathan Sambo.
That's
and then we
that's Southeast now. If you are using that parameter.
Hold on, I'm coming. Just let him finish. Allow him to finish.
It's good I will bracketing Jonathan as Southeast.
No, don't worry. Let him finish. Woman, please finish so that I can respond.
And then you have Buhari or Sibajo. So if you look at, if we are still going by those generally perceived three main ethnic blocks, you can see the argument. You've had a Yoruba man lead, vice. You've had a Northerner lead, vice. But then you've not had a Southeasterner either lead or vice, unless you want to argue that Goodluck Jonathan
unless Ekweme was a vice president. But let me say this.
No, we're talking about the fourth. Hold on. We're talking about
1999.
Hold on, now can you just hold on? We're talking about the Fourth Republic.
Okay,
so
let's start.
If you want to go down through history, then we can do it different. Yeah.
Okay, from 1999. Let me say this. Do you know why I'm dismissive of it? Why am I dismissive of it? Legally, the three major tribes in Nigeria legally is the Hausa Fulani, according to you, the Yorubas, and then the Igbos. Now, you don't hurt me after hurting me, you come back to say, hey, yeah, child, they are hurting, oh, they are hurting. If your analysis is correct, Jonathan shouldn't have been there in the first place. If the way you guys believe that it is torn, give somebody a chance. Okay, fine. Yoruba Hausa, up and down. Bring Igbo man. If it's actually you people are honest and really want to do it, that is how it should have been done. But when I hear people saying, oh, it is an Igbo man turn, give Igbo man opportunity. Actually, for somebody like me, I see it as a mockery and you are jeering at me. That's the way I see it. Because if Igbos are one of the largest tribes in Nigeria, what the heck is Jonathan doing there? Why would Jonathan have an Igbo man have a place before an Igbo man?
Yeah, but that was
That's why
anomalous. Now,
whenever you people bring
hold
this
on,
Igbo
Zita,
stuff, I dismiss it.
Zita, you are skipping a big part of that narrative. Jonathan was a constitutional president. He wasn't an elected president. He was subsequently elected using the power of incumbency. But Jonathan was an accidental president now.
Okay.
It wasn't a by design. That was why the North was so aggrieved that it shouldn't have been
No,
there.
no, one man, no. Hold on. When they choose
And don't
Jonathan,
you
how come an
think if
Igbo man
you
was not
people have
chosen?
taken Obi that time as the vice to Shehu Musa Yar'Adua, that from that Obi would have been an accidental and constitutional president and then win a second time again? You don't think so? But
Yes.
you guys,
Are
let
you
me
saying they
finish
should
one
not?
man.
No, hold on now.
You make a lot
let's
of.
know.
The other day I mentioned it here.
We don't even know where you are. You're just running away. Let us engage with you now. Are you saying that they should have used a Southeasterner as the deputy for Yar'Adua?
Of course.
Yes.
Okay.
Why did Akuma Obasanjo didn't do it?
Why didn't they do it?
I think he actually wanted to use a Southeasterner. Was there not a name that he wanted to use? What's that name? Baba should remember now.
No. At this point, at that time, Obi was crying about for his mandate. I'm talking about Obi now because I have a name. The name is Obi. So why wasn't he used? Because somebody came to your platform, was it last week, to make analysis on how the Hausas wouldn't have accepted an Igbo man and how it wouldn't have flown and how Obasanjo knew it and how Obasanjo wouldn't have done it. Now Obasanjo wants to do it because he's no longer president. And I asked the person, when he was putting this person, was he still a president? I mean, I don't understand this jeering at the Igbos. I don't understand it. That's why anytime you mention it, I dismiss it.
Well, you can dismiss it, but I think the argument does not dismiss it.
Okay, why didn't they use an Igbo man for Buhari?
I think you are nitpicking somewhat. We're talking about.
No, I'm saying there are several opportunities. Why are they not using an Igbo man? That's my question. You cannot just wake up and say. You cannot just wake up and say an Igbo man.
But that's not the aspiration of the Southeast. Now they want the presidency, not a deputy.
No, I mean, why can't they just use an? Okay, contesting for presidency is different from putting somebody as a vice. That's different. Why can't they just use an Igbo man? You guys believe he will not be generally accepted. Because in 2019, I think we tried it and they failed woefully.
No. Hold on. I think you may be wrong on what you said, but you go first, Patoske, I'll come after you.
No, the reason why they didn't use an Igbo man as vice president for Buhari was because he used successively 2 times. He used Igbo men. He made it okay. Even the Southeasterner didn't vote for him.
Did you not use Odele? Yeah.
Even after that, he now used this former Senate president, that used to speak big grammar. This is it from Imo State or something? What's his name now? Okadigbo. And they still didn't vote for him. So why should he repeat the same mistake 3 times?
Okay.
That was
If that is the situation, that Igbo people don't vote their person if you use them, so why are we discussing it?
No. I think you are missing a lot of bits in the thing. Sorry. From the example of Buhari that Patoski just cited, Buhari experimented twice with Southeasterners, but this is exactly the point, because the votes go to the head of the ticket, not to the tail of the ticket. So when Buhari used a Southeasterner as his deputy, they still rejected him because they still saw him as a northern presidency, because it discounts the role of the vice president. And I don't think the aspiration of the Southeast. Yeah.
Okay, one man.
Yeah,
let's go to 2023.
Give me 1 second.
2023, an Igbo man came out.
Yeah, hold on, please.
Abi? So why didn't the Northerners vote for him?
Hold on.
Why didn't the Southwest vote for him?
I don't know this passion.
Yeah, because it was outmaneuvered. That's the thing now. It was, and that's where the agreement.
If you say there is a thing that should give an Igbo man opportunity.
Okay.
Just on the face of it.
Hold on.
So why can't you just give it the opportunity on the face of it?
You have to be holding on what's going on.
Now Southwestern voted for him.
Even when they go. But if we look at just what you're saying there, Zita, if we go as far back as 1999, when the general consensus was that the power should go to the Southwest, they ring-fenced that election to ensure that power went to the Southwest. So if we're extrapolating now and projecting it now to 2023, where the argument leans towards a Southeastern president, then the political space could have maneuvered in such a way that a Southeastern president would have emerged. But even they kicked Obi out of they outmaneuvered in PDP. He had to just go and run somewhere. So the space was not, it wasn't acquiescing to that idea. And that's where the aggrievement comes from. Because that slot really, by the permutations of the power dynamics in Nigeria, should have gone to the Southeast. So Tinubu actually stole their spot.
You are confusing everything. You said that the political...
Hold on, for God, please. I beg, please.
I'll come after you, BT. Right.
No, just Pato. Are you there, Mr. Food? Can you check your DM, please? Very important. Check your DM now. I need to close on something before the end of the week. Thank you. You can go ahead, guys.
Hold on, Madam Zita. One minute. From the South came Jonathan, Billy Jonathan, right? So why should he go to the Southeast? Why not the Southwest? I mean, the Southwest, they waited their turn. Okay, it shouldn't just go back to Southeast. It doesn't work that way. And by the way, I think also
where's Obasanjo from?
That's a long time ago. Yeah, Obasanjo, then came Yar'Adua, right? Then it came Jonathan. Then came Buhari. So why should the Southwest?
So when will it be the turn of Chinedu?
Well, it's not going to happen. I don't believe. Hold on, but I don't believe in microzoning. I think
President Okafor. Are you not listening to me? We want President Okafor.
One man.
Okay, great.
One man.
Sorry, hold on, Zita. Let Prince Daddy land and then come after him. Yeah, Prince.
No, I'm just saying that I think you buy into that notion or that principle of microzoning that it has to go to Southeast. No. What I mean, the Southeasterners, they are not, just a pedestrian people or group of people. They are large in numbers. They are, they have the capacity to do whatever they want to do. So it comes down to playing politics. So if they can't play the politics.
Microzoned in 1999. Was it microzoned in 1999?
No, it wasn't macrozone. It wasn't macrozone.
When they presented Olufalaye and Obasanjo.
Well, it wasn't microzoning because see, in fact, we should have gone to war done worse than that. The choir be like, no, we should have done worse than that. They just kind of pacify us.
To the southwest.
Woman,
It was microzoned.
You are talking about politically weeded away. So Igbo people are saying they know that if they do an open election, that they won't get that vote. They are now telling you to hand them over presidency. And you are saying, no, it doesn't work that way. They have to play the politics and win the election. I'm still saying that. You are not saying, don't you think it's the turn of Igbo man? I don't understand.
Okay, let me come in now.
All right, come in, Baba.
You see, the thing is, let's face it and say the matter the way it is. The Southeasterners are not good politicians. Like they say, power is not served a la carte. You negotiate yourself into power. It's a long range something, particularly the presidency of a country. The Southeast had always aligned right from the time of independence, First Republic, Second Republic, even Third Republic. They've always aligned with the Norths. And the Southwest has always stayed on their own. It was during the Second Republic, Awu tried to match up with Zeke so that they can form a kind of alliance and beat the North. But last minute, Zeke went to the North, even leaked the letter, private letter Awu wrote to him that he will even be his vice president. When Ojukwu came back after the war, who did he align with? Still the North. So if Obi had known that he has presidential ambition, he should have been going around. It takes at least about 8 years for anybody to be able to win in Nigeria's presidency. Apart from those lucky chap like Baba OBJ and Jonathan. If you look the trajectory of Buhari, he worked hard for it. If you look at the trajectory of Asiwaju, he worked hard for it. Now let me maneuver this discussion to Nnamdi Kanu and Igboho. Look at what happened yesterday when Tinubu gathered all the traditional rulers from the south. The trick there was he wanted, the way he cornered the governors, to corner the south, kind of showcase them, to show the north that you see another weapon. These are traditional rulers. He said he wants them to be involved in the health something. A traditional ruler from the southeast, I think from Enugu, deviated from the topic, the reason why they were they congregated there, and started talking about Nnamdi Kanu and the unfairness of Asiwaju not releasing him. Like, you don't even release him, please return him back to Kenya or England. And in the same stretch, he accused the Oni of Ife of even trying to give chieftaincy title to Igboho. That is impolitic. Impolitic. You don't play politics like that. Even if he has a case, you had an opportunity to corner Asiwaju in that setting, either before they congregate, or after they disperse. But you said it openly, playing to the gallery. That's the kind of politics the East play, and it doesn't work in today's democracy.
Baba,
it's a
that's a Nnamdi Kanu narrative. That the Nnamdi Kanu narrative is a badge of honor narrative within Southeastern politics. You know, a lot of Southeasterners, the players within that space, they like to evoke his name in order to form an alignment with his narrative and then his people. So there's somewhat of a badge of honor narrative within Nnamdi Kanu, and he also wants to be able to go back to his talk and said he met Tinubu and he confronted him to his face regarding Nnamdi Kanu. So that's caused him. It gives him a lot of cachet. Just that singular move elevates him within that narrative space. So there's somewhat of they leverage that guy's name a lot for badge of honor stakes within their own sub politics going on there.
So that's bad politics, whether you like it or not. If this man, okay, let me tell you, I've been permutating something in my head that if Atiku contested the next election against Ashiwaju, when it's supposed to be totally a southern affair, Tinubu has a right in 2031 to even sponsor a candidate from the southeast. Fair game. If they say it's the turn of the north, okay. If the turn of the north, when it was the turn of the south, why did you contest? If
Baba, sorry, but I have that. Sorry, as I said, question to after hours earlier today. I said my question was the North had never stopped contesting every election cycle. They don't believe in that unwritten agreement that we rotate. They don't believe in rotation because there's always a major Northerner that contests in every election cycle.
Yeah, I agree with you. So this where I'm going with this, we will still come back again to the Nnamdi Kanu thing. If Obi were to be is man enough, if actually he has a politician's fiber in his body, he could have, like 2 years ago, start following Ashiwaju to convince him that, look, give power to the East, nothing will happen. Refuse to contest in 2027. You are just about 66 years old. It's a calculation. But pride will not allow him. That's the politics, like one man said, they play to the gallery, like that's Igwe, rather than go behind the doors. He was pontificating on the podium, talking to the leader of the country.
So how would Igbo people get presidency? You are saying two different things.
Shaking his head. If you notice.
Yeah, of course.
There's a pathway to.
Oni was leaving.
Sorry.
Nnamdi just shook his head and smiled.
I have to go and watch that clip.
I think never learn anything.
I think I may well have missed that one.
But not the same thing. Say who is like Nnamdi Kanu of the South. That's not true.
One man. Yeah. Can I just say something to this effect real quick?
Yes, I wanted to bring you. I wanted to bring you and the star in just to document your. So you go and then we hear from the star. Yeah.
Okay. What the man did was a masterclass. Anyone blaming him for what he said?
You mean the man that went to attack the president with the Nnamdi?
No, that wasn't an attack. You see, one thing we have to give to Nigeria.
You see, these are the people wanting electronic.
I know people held their laughter. I know people held that.
You are breaking up, and you want electronic voting. Your internet is not even. We lost you for a moment. Carry on. Have we lost Joel, or have you lost me?
Hello.
Oh, yeah. Carry on. You are dipping heavily, but carry on.
Hello.
We can hear you.
We can hear you, Joel. You see, this is just the argument for. This is the real time.
Now.
We want to hear you in real time, not transfer. We want transmission, Joel, in real time.
One man, please. Where I'm at right now is like below sea level, so that's why I'm having that issue. It has nothing to do with it, and
If I just go a level up, if my phone was the beavers, it will connect to the internet. So let's not go there. And it's still real.
In real time.
Yeah, yes. So, but one man, this is what I'm trying to say, right? Most of us don't know the dynamics around power. That is the only opportunity that man had to talk to Mr. President or to his president. Because one thing that happens is this, one man, often enough, the people around the president would allow you to even get to the president. How do you get audience with the president? You only get audience with the president if you are an inner caucus member. Probably there's someone that only might have a meeting with Tinubu before the meeting. But all those kings that you see there were not. So that was his opportunity to state what he stated, and comparing him to Igboho was appropriate. Because at the end of the day, whether one carried gun and the other one did not carry gun, or one was more extreme than the other, the bottom line, it was both of them were charged for treason. Treason was at the foundation of their charges. And if one is out and one is still being charged for treason, then the other one should be out. Is he going to do it? We don't care if he does it. I don't care. Nnamdi Kanu has been there for 3 years under your watch. So why do I care? What importance is bringing up Nnamdi Kanu now going to make? Probably to win election. It's not going to happen. Whether he brings him out or he doesn't bring him out, we'll wait it out. But that was the right thing to do, one man. He did a good job. One man, there was something you were talking about earlier on, and I missed it. I think Baba was talking about it. I forgot what was the topic, please.
We've not even started on the topic. We're just distant. I doubt if we ever get to the topics now. But we're talking about the Igbo presidency.
Yes, and one more. The issue there is this, right? Igbo presidency will come, whether some people who hate themselves like it or not.
When?
It will come.
When?
It will surely come.
In your lifetime?
In my lifetime, yes. I will see it.
You think so?
I will see it in my lifetime. Yeah, I will see it in my lifetime. Do you understand what I'm saying? When that time comes, it will come.
But it's not like in the next 12 years, so in the next 13 years.
No. One man, next year is not out of it.
Forget it now. Come on now.
It's okay. You can say one man, please hold on, please. He did not win the last election, so don't come here to act like probably Tinubu won the last election.
All right. It won't win the next one as well, but it will still.
Just allow me to speak. One man. Don't get into your feelings. Don't get into your feelings.
Carry on.
You understand what I'm saying? The last election, he lost the last election, so there's nothing that will stop him from losing the next election. That is the reason why he's afraid of a free and fair election, because he knows he's going to lose before 2 o'clock. I am not telling you what I don't know, one man. So all these things you guys play, on the internet or play in the news, trying to dampen people's psyche, we know who Nigeria wants. It's not about what you do, old ways of politics that we play in Nigeria. Yesterday, I asked Enigmatic yesterday, I asked him what was the pathway to Tinubu's victory in the next election. Assuming there was free and fair election. Tinubu has no pathway. If Tinubu, Atiku, and Obi is on the ballot, Tinubu will come third. Over 50% of Tinubu's vote came from the north.
But they did in the ballot before now.
Please, Madam Sister, please let me talk, please. You already hate yourself, so don't allow me to let me just talk, please. When it come to you, because you never said anything in your race, so keep talking the way you're talking, and I like it. I'm not bugging you. Don't like act like you are making sense with what I'm trying to say.
No, carry on.
The issue.
Just leave this.
No. I know what I'm talking
about.
about. I know what I'm saying.
Hold on. Just hold on 1 second. We're moving away from that. And I spoke to Tunaija about it in the afternoon as well. We're moving away from just frontally attacking people because they don't. Let her have her politics. You have yours. Floor is yours.
Yeah, but don't ask me Takati's question.
No, but we allow interjections now. You interject.
No, you excuse yourself.
If you don't want an interjection, just say, hold on, let me finish or something. But don't go.
One man.
Carry on what you were saying.
She can excuse herself, and I'll give her the right to interject me. But the thing there is this: when I know that 99% of what comes out of her is self-hate, I don't want to just let that model what I'm trying to say. Let her allow me to finish, then she can ask her question.
Yeah.
So, my man, what I'm just trying to say is this: that if you have 30 governors and all those people you have in government, why are you still afraid? The judiciary is with you, INEC is with you. You should have just given it a try. Just say, hey, let's do a real-time transmission. And with the way they hurriedly signed it, it's okay. It's all right. But one man, the pathway for next election, if it was free and fair, I can tell you categorically that Obi was going to take, I'm trying to give my own pathway, then I'll give chance to anybody that wants to talk. Obi is going to take the southeast and the south, and at least Lagos and Osun State. And within the middle belt, Obi is going to pick at least 4 states within the middle belt. And whatever thing he's going to get from the corners will be there. Because Tinubu is not going to get the amount of vote he got last time. That's the reason why he is so aggressive in the south. We all know this.
All right.
They won't be sending emissary to R0T asking Obi not to run. Or you don't have the news? It has been going on. Today I saw Osibanjo. The last week I saw what is his name? The secretary, not the secretary. What's his name? The one from Lagos State. What is going on in Abia State? But I hope, I'm leaving you on this, I hope R0T does not disappoint the people who brought him into power. APC was nowhere when Oti was about to get into power. And he should not give APC that credit. But if he does, posterity will be there to judge his side. Thank you very much.
All right. Let me just say this, Joel. You know, sometimes when I listen to that obedience space, I wonder if it's just some comedy skit or they're trolling people or, you know, because we're talking about real life, real world affairs. We're talking about serious matters. And then when you listen to the obedience space, it's like some parallel universe or some, maybe some guy thinking it's joke. What are you even talking? Not you personally. Hold on. Peter Obi even did not say that he won the election. He went to, but you said Peter Obi will win Osun State and all of this sort of Tinubu will come third. You know, so that's not vested in any realism. R0T joins the APC. The APC controls 30 out of 36 states. You know, they control the FCT. You know, the business world is behind the government, all of these things. And you are saying the guy would not court. It's just...
Which business world?
No, hold on. Just hold on now. Hold on. Let's speak to reality. You know, and another thing that really... It doesn't even be... it doesn't befuddle me. It bemuses, not befuddles me. It is this labored indignation that you hear in the voice of the obedience, not you personally, but the obedience space, because they all speak with this, you know, highfalutin or contrived indignation, like something is, you know. Look at the numbers now. Look at the politics as it's playing out now. So the politics already. Hold on, let me just land it. The politics already tells us what is playing out and how it plays out. So all this ding dong, and virtue signaling, contrived indignation, high pollution, and high-pitched voices. That was what happened. It's like rinse and repeat. It was this same ding dong that we had in 2023, and it's still, there's no change in tact. There's no investing in the reality of what's going on. There's no understanding of the landscape. There's no acknowledgement of movement. There's nothing. Just this contrived indignation and these high-falutin voices, this high-pitched whatever it is, and ding dong. Gaslighting is not. You can see that the gaslighting has run its course now. Is there no alternative?
With all your power, you got 12 states.
Okay, carry
don't act like you got 20 states.
I
you
don't
got
really
12
care.
states.
I don't really care.
You understand what I'm saying? You got 12 states, so don't act like you were.
Let's not turn it. I don't really care. By February 2027, Tinubu will be returned. So everybody knows that he will win that election, and then there'll be all these court cases hanging around, transmission real time, no transmission real time, and then there will be bits of papers floating about. Look at this paper. There will be all that nonsense. The Supreme Court will return its verdict. Tinubu will complete his term in till 2031. Power will transit to the north. So that's 13 years accounted for. And the thing that guarantees that is that there is no evolution within the space that would likely threaten him, which is the obedient space. It's just this fake indignation, high-pitched voices, fantasized narrative. And
I love your arrogance.
I
love your arrogance. I love your arrogance. And those words don't win elections, right? Whatever you say here, one man does not win election. And you're not talking to me like you beat me like blue-black in the last election. You want 12 states, I want 12 states. Article 1, 12 states. So what are you talking about? It's not like you. It's not like you were so. Hold on, please. Hold on, please. Hold on, please. Let me talk. It's not like your candidate is popular. So if he had all these people after coercing all these governors, I have told you one man, they have 37 votes. Why didn't they? Why they knew? Hold on, please. Let me just talk. I won't be long, so you guys can continue making yourself happy. The stuff that we went for in the National Assembly, we knew what we were talking about, and they were all acting dumb. Everyone acting like dumb. But look at it is right blue-black, because we do not want any of those provisos. Because in the past, the politicians have made use of every of those provisos. So what I'm trying to tell you is this: why is he afraid of a free and fair election if he is so popular? Your guy is not popular. Your guy is using gastardy to maintain power. Hold on, please. When Woma was saying all he was saying here, you did not say anything. Allow me to just.
We've been talking. We heard everything.
Can I just give me a minute or two? Let me just finish what I'm saying, and you can continue. What I'm saying is this: the arrogance is not going to pay you in 2027. You can call it high pitch. You can call it whatever you want to call it. But as long as Nigeria, as long as election, as long as it's about elections in Nigeria, we must get to a point where we will vote and our vote will count, so that we cannot have leaders like Akpabio and Tinubu at the hands of affairs coming through the back door. Is it not a shame? You made all the statements, you made after all the things you said tonight, you still went to the court. Is it not a shame that in Nigeria, over 200 million population, that the judge, the courts, still determines who stays in power or not? Whereas in other countries, do you see those things in South Africa? Do you see it in Ghana? You don't see it in all these countries. And you are bigger than them. You call yourself the giant of South Africa, the giant of shit. That's what you are. Let's do something that will make us proud of our country.
That's the problem.
Let's make our election. Let's reduce election.
Let me talk. It's enough.
You say it is high pitch.
Everybody,
Well,
hold
man.
on. It's
Sorry,
exactly.
Baba.
Just
See,
hold
you
on.
say we
Hold on,
went to court.
Patoski.
Who went to court? We go to
Patoski,
court
hold
because
on.
people like
No,
Obi
no,
are
no.
bad losers.
You can't
How
even hear
can you
me.
come to
Can
and
Patoski
say
hear
you want the
anybody?
election?
Can anybody
It's
hear
true.
me?
Even
Like
in
that,
Ghana,
you
they
talking
went to
to.
court.
Can anybody
In
hear me?
Kenya, they went to court.
Sorry,
Ah.
is anybody
I
hearing
can
me?
hear you. I can hear you, one man.
Now.
I can
So
hear
why
you.
is nobody then listening to me?
Sorry,
When
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was asking you to hold on a
I
second.
don't think I can hear you guys. Baba.
I don't think they can hear you, one man.
Baba, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear one man.
Yes.
So
Can
the
you
point is
ask
that
him to
it's
hold
people
on,
like
Baba,
Obi
please?
that are bad losers.
Yeah, okay,
that are
but
going to court.
hold on for one man. Just pause.
Can't hear
One man,
one.
okay.
One
man, go ahead.
All right. I've even lost the track of what I wanted to say. But what I did want to say was all those. You see, what I was saying was just exactly what you just did there, Joel. This contrite indignation, high octane something. They litigate election. Hold on now. They litigate elections in Ghana. They litigate elections in South Africa. They litigate elections in the United States. So why don't they litigate elections?
Which election are litigated in the US?
Let me just land it. Or who litigates the election? The winner doesn't litigate the election. The loser litigates the election. And when the loser litigates the election, does a decision not have to be made to say either
No,
they are right or they are wrong?
the split if the litigants, the people who go to court because the process is not fair. In countries where the elections are fair, there is less litigations. That is the point. And the idea that judges will constantly decide who becomes the president or the governor is a shame. Because that's the reason why we keep having our 11
just hold on. Just drop the dead donkey, my friend. Drop the dead donkey. The judges don't decide on who wins an election or not. INEC decides on who wins or loses an election, and then the judges, if somebody litigates it, they either affirm or reject that it's not abiding by the rules. The judges don't. Anyway, I give up. Carry on in that tack, and then
one man. One man.
Doing the same thing.
You see, you have to talk from your high horse because we are going into a competition. So you cannot talk down on me because we are going into a competition. That you are in power does not mean that you're going to win the next election. That you got all these things you got does not mean you're going to win the next election. So let's go into the competition with everybody having their own thing. Go ahead.
Okay, that is true. See, this is the problem that woman alluded to. So far, there's no evolution in you guys' approach to the next election. Just like one man said, you're trying to play the same cards. I mean, being confident that you're going to win Lagos and Oshun's in your back pocket. Where did that come from? I mean, if you know the insurmountable challenges that Tinubu had in the last election within his own party, going against him with all the machineries, and the man still won, and you think he's not popular. Now he has more governors than before, more resources, more support, and he's saying, like, Peter Obi, talking about Peter Obi, I don't even know which party Peter Obi is running on. Do you know yourself?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Even if we get into a party foremost to election time, we're going to pull it. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So now hold on. So now, Joel, based on what you just said right now, between yourself and one man who's been arrogant and who's been so obnoxious about the whole thing.
I'm only saying I wasn't arrogant about it. I only said that I'm going. My principal is going to participate in the election. There's nothing arrogant about it.
You don't think you need a well-oiled structure in place and have things going like rolling in the right direction?
Do not worry. You wouldn't want me to tell you our strategy too, right? So let's leave it. We have a competition. We have a competition for next year, right? Let us just play that competition. That's it. There's no problem. But there's no arrogance.
One man cannot talk.
One man.
Yeah. Hold on, Zita. Baba's been wanting to come in. So Baba, then you, Zita, Baba.
So I just go back. You understand? Politics is a game, and only those who are interested in playing the political game are winners. It's not about emotion. It's not about emotion. I was just telling you that the Enugu monarch made a faux pas, in that audience. He may go back and to his Enugu state and they give him flowers, but he has done more damage to the group interest of his ethnicity. I'm only glad Umba, Oti, Soludo are there and they are playing the game. But the three of them are first-time governors. And they are positioning themselves. And those are the ones that can take the presidency if they continue on the trajectory. You see this politics of what Soludo described as Zobu that is playing out now. It cannot work. I call it politics of the blindfolded. When they talk about free and fair election, what's the definition? What you define in your own terminology as free and fair may not be free and fair in my own lexicon. The rules are already made. You play by the rules. It's as simple as that. You play the card that is dealt you by the political regulation of the particular cycle of election we are going into. To frame this, for instance, let's come back to the topic of the day. When you compare Igboho and Nnamdi Kanu. By the way, let me digress. Every election cycle, apart from the last election in Ghana, had always ended up in courts. The last one in Kenya ended up in courts. Same thing for South Africa. So at times we should marshal our facts before we come out and say some things. You see, Igboho did not and doesn't command or control a militia. The same way Igboho was released, Kanu was released in 2017. 2017, he was released with conditionalities. We are still watching Igboho if you flout the conditionalities, just like the way Nnamdi Kanu did, instantly. Igboho doesn't have a rogue or what they call a pirate radio station. Nnamdi Kanu has. Igboho did not wage war against his ethnic group. Nnamdi Kanu did with his militia. We had on the pirate radio, Nnamdi Kanu operated, directing people to go burn this, burn that, kill this, kill that. Igboho did not do that. Igboho was not in court when they raided his house and he ran away for his life. Who was not? When they went to raid Kanu's house, he ran away. Though we are still watching Igboho and see whether he will flout it. But Kanu ran away. Did he stop? No. But I heard all of them talking about Nnamdi Kanu. What about the man in Finland? They're not talking about him.
Because we don't care about him.
Oh, now, but when he was there, you were all
when he was when he was there too.
Yeah. And even said, wait, let me quote, and even said, oh, they can't do him anything. Finland is a civilized country. Nobody can touch you. You understand? Now, when Igboho ran to Cotonou and he was caught, Buratai was quickly made a hard rock ambassador to Benin Republic, just so he will have diplomatic cover to bring Igboho back to Nigeria. Quietly, people like OBJ, Wole Soyinka, all the big wigs, including Tinubu, did not go physically, but he sent emissaries. They pressured the Cotonou government to let him be. Bakare, that is the pastor, went to Buhari to challenge him. And Buhari said, I never knew anything about it. That's what I'm quoting Bakare. I said, Buhari denied. I didn't know what happened. So it was a rogue operations. So now I've enumerated in a small way, contrasting the difference, the pros and cons between Nnamdi Kanu and Igboho. Now, when the late Chief Eze-Ife was in the forefront, pleading for Nnamdi Kanu, he came in the open air and abused Buhari and threatened Tinubu too, because we were inching close to the election then, that Tinubu will not win anything over his dead body. Well, the owner of life was involved. Out of the abundance of the heart speaketh. Chief Nwayahu also went to R0T. He made everything public. And several other groups. As we speak, there are people still going underground. They are not showing their hands. That's why in this situation, you negotiate. Politics, as in life, is about negotiation. You don't force anything. You don't force anything. Some people may think, oh, standing and thumbing your nose at authority, well, you might get applause, but apart from that, will you achieve anything? You cannot achieve anything by thumbing your nose at authority. But I'm just only glad that we have those that can actually achieve it. But this Obi thing is what baffles me. I pay attention to details. In the 2023 election cycle, I listened to the three candidates, only Kwankwaso I didn't pay attention to. I listened intently, and I never made up my mind until the summit group out. I don't even know what to call it, because it wasn't a debate. They attended the session separately. I think 58 minutes, 57 minutes, and 61 for Atiku or so. And they asked them different questions, different audience. They all went with their big wigs sitting having front row. And I scored them. I scored them. In fact, Obi was third. He was rambling. He didn't know what to do. The one that really annoyed me was, oh, yeah, I will learn. People will teach me. I will surround with my people who teach me as if
apologies, Baba.
Yeah.
Apologies, Baba. For the up to next weekend, our afternoon sessions will be around those forums. I'll do one tomorrow and then the day after. I think we need to remind people what happened. Sorry, carry on, Baba.
Where was I now? Mhm. He said they will, as if the presidency is a classroom. It's not a classroom. Not a classroom. And when you drive continually looking at the rear view mirror, you will have an accident. This revisiting or revisitation of the 2023 election is a no-no. It's a no-no. Because when you keep talking about it, when are you going to prepare for the next one, which is just 12, 11 months away? It's here. 11 months, February 2027 is already here. We all know Kiwaju is contesting, and the only thing that will make him not to contest is giving up the ghosts. And that man I see doesn't look like who is going to give up the ghost very soon. As far as he lives, he will contest. We know that. Under which banner? APC. And as a sitting president. The other candidates, Atiku, where is he going to contest? Even though we know he will contest, we don't know. Where is, on which platform will Obi contest? We don't know. So if I don't know now, when will I know? Time is running out. The man that is there, with all the odds stacked against him in 2023, into all the odds stacked against him, is it the currency issue or the R0T himself, Buhari? But he won. He won. Now, he has all the accoutrements of power surrounding him. That's no mean feat. And you think he will lose? He's not going to lose. He will not lose. Fair or foul, he will not lose. It's as simple as that. And I'm glad he has brought to closure today. This election thing is now a settled law. Transmit, and we have a backup. You have a backup. Let the opposition go look for money. Because what, their own fear, why we want real time, as if we are doing electronic voting, is because they will compromise our agents. So they will compromise your agents. That is strange logic for me. A man you recruit, you don't trust him, then you don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself. If you don't trust a man you recruit, you pay money, you feed him. All over the world, agents are very important. That paper you hold at the polling units, they give to your agent. They paste a copy at the polling units, whether wall or otherwise, or board, or any board standing. That's how they paste it. And they give one to security. If I'm voting APC and I see the APC agent, away, let me see the paper. I will snap it with my phone. I will snap it with my phone. I'm not an official. So likewise, he himself will send it to the situation room and go to the ward before they go to local government. The system itself is very smooth. Very smooth. They are just trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. They are just trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. But I'm glad they've sweated it out. And I asked myself, what's the next topic they will jump onto? Maybe they will now come back to the Cardinal man that is in DSS Gulag. I yield, woman.
All right, brilliant, excellently put. I'm sorry that I broke your stride, Baba. But just as we're speaking, the moment of inspiration struck me. We're going to be revisiting those attendances at the Lagos Business Forum that happened during the elections. We'll be doing Tinubu tomorrow. We'll do Peter Obi after, and then on Saturday we do Atiku Abubakar, so that people are clear
God bless
on
you.
just what
Exactly.
transpired.
I want
You know, because that was the moment that election was lost. But Zita, fresh yours. Zita.
Well, man, I just wanted to say something before. You are actually right. It is the judiciary that decide an election because they decided twice in Anambra State. Do you understand? When you say that it is a
And who was the
shame for the
beneficiary?
judiciary to
Who was the
decide an
beneficiary?
election in Nigeria, I remember that the judiciary decided twice because the people voted and someone went to the judiciary and they overturned it and gave it to him.
Who was that now? You get
The
names
P2P,
now.
of course.
What was the reason? What made it to go to court?
Was it not Mary Odili? Was it Mary Odili that was the
judiciary
judge?
to decide the
The
election
wife
in
of his
Nigeria,
friend.
and it's a shame. Yeah, it's really a shame. Because in Anambra State, judiciary decided twice. So when people vote, their vote does not matter. Whatever is the result, they don't take it. They go to the judiciary to overturn people's will. If it is P2B, it is okay. But if it is another person, it's a shame. Nonsense.
All right. Did you want to say a word, BT? And then we may take it to the back. Is witching hour. Do you know what witching hour is? That's when the Yaoshurungas, when they come out, is witching hours where I am.
All I have to say is before I leave is one man should
all I have to say is thank you, God.
No, one man should be ashamed of himself for mocking my team. I know you're a Newcastle fan, but besides that, you face Man City next, so good luck with that. But I might just take my leave now. But yeah,
you know, it will be the worst thing ever if Arsenal win. I lose that. But I don't think they'll win it. It will crush them completely. It will crush them completely if they don't win the Premiership.
Oh man, I have refused to look at the family's WhatsApp chat, my missed calls, because it's just full of.
You're not in your hands anymore now.
Yeah.
Because if Man City wins, then it'll be 2 points difference, and you are playing them. If they beat you, then they're a point ahead.
Yeah,
so it's not in your hands anymore.
Yeah,
it's in our hands. Don't say that. It's in our hands. We are on 4-level competition, and we are in one finals. You understand?
Against Man City still.
Man City, we cannot win the remaining 11 games they have. It's not.
Yeah, but neither can you now.
The thing is, the test is on Sunday when we go to White Hart Lane.
No.
If we draw that game, I will give up.
Baba, you should give up now because today was a free.
We're up to 2-0 to Wolves.
It was a strange game today. Yeah, it was a strange game. I would say
none
of them performed.
You know that Wolves were on 9 points. They've only won one game in 26. At the bottom, they are already relegated. If you look at the permutations, maybe not mathematically, but in actual fact, they are. And you are, they are at the rock bottom of the Premiership. You are at the top end of the Premiership, but let's hear from Princess Fumi. I think this may be a new voice to us.
Okay.
Princess, can you unmute? Let's hear from you, Princess Fumi. Princess Fumi. It was your voice that seduced her, Baba. Yeah, she couldn't resist anymore. Princess Fumi, click on the unmute button. Oh, there she is. Do you want to speak to us, Princess? Yeah. Sorry, are you there? So you have to say something. You're muted now, so you can even just say hello, just to document your voice, Princess. All right. All right. When you're ready, just speak. But who was you were going Baba, where you were but when you're ready for us, just unmute and speak, Princess Fumi.
I think one thing we are not looking at, the training sessions, the training regime of Arsenal, I think is too vigorous. Nobody's saying it.
Did somebody not get
too
injured
vigorous.
during warm-up or something?
Yeah, it's too rigorous. Arteta has to slow down on the boys, honestly, because they have to enjoy their game. They are not enjoying their game. It's too over-regimented. He should leave them alone. These are skilled footballers.
Are you not noticing a side war of attrition, somewhat a Spanish war of attrition going on? You must never outdo the master. I taught you all you know, but I didn't teach you all I know. You know, I don't think Pep especially cares if Arsenal wins the league or not, but he doesn't want Arteta to win it because he wants him to remain under his feet, you know, and he knows that if he beats him this time around, he will crush him completely.
I don't
because
think
Arteta
so,
is a very emotional guy.
But the Brentford game, I can understand. But today's own, jeez, I don't understand what happened. I suspect, I arrived at that conclusion that these boys are tired. The last FA Cup fifth round against Wigan, they scored 4 goals in the first half.
Bye-bye.
And the second,
it's almost like sometimes it's better not to be in all 4 competitions at this point, because it's like you just chicken out of 2 or 3 of them and focus on 2. This idea of trying to win all it's too much for the team. You don't have the personnel
it's too much for any team. It's too much, honestly, because that Wigan game, second half, they didn't come out. Wigan will have even scored 1 or 2 goals. They didn't score. A team that scored 4 goals in the first half. So today too, they scored 2-0 ahead. You can see they were tired. They were barely moving. So he has to leave them alone. Give them off days. He's not giving them off days.
It's deep into the season. They shouldn't be training anymore anyway. They should just be working on tactics and formation. What more training do they have to train after 26, 27 games?
They train at times twice in a day. Why?
And this is where, if you had a world-class striker, it's supposed to carry you. At this,
I thought you bought one in the summer.
Adnan is not cut out for Jokeres goal kind of a player. It was a mistake. You know the player we missed, Antoine, the guy that went from Bournemouth to the Ghanaian guy, Antoine.
Semonier.
We had Semenyo. We should have bought that guy.
That guy is. I think that's the guy that guarantees. That's the guy that's makes it possible for
about 4 or 5 goals.
He's a beast.
But you know, when the team is down and you're tired, you need that guy that can just take you to this time, maybe 4 or 5 games.
Nwaneri will have done that, but he moved into Olympic Marseille. Nwaneri shouldn't have left.
But Man City has about 3 or 4 of those players that you just described.
Maybe like a
Sheki is performing,
and that Spanish guy, and then their striker, who is a beast.
Rodri is there, and
Rodri, you know, and that
Haaland.
English boy as well. What about that? What's his name? Foden.
You know, we even, in fact, Osimhen will have helped.
Why did you not? Yes, I just saw somebody say, "Why didn't you buy Osimhen?"
We can't pay his wages now. His demand is just too high.
Galatasaray is paying his wages. You can pay it.
They can afford it, but the way a team is structured, if you bring Osimhen in, Look at Saka now. Saka is over £1 million a month. That's the first Arsenal player to ever hit that. £1 million plus.
Do you think it's worth it? I've never really seen what the
I
fuss
don't
is
think
about
it's.
Saka.
I don't even think any player
I
is
think it's
worth
okay,
over
but I don't think it's
£100,000.
fantastic. Yeah.
One man, the man, you know how you guys overhype your English players now. That's what it is. If you're English born, you get overhyped, you get overpaid. It's always been that way.
I don't think he's world class. I don't even think he's the best player in Arsenal. Never mind.
I mean, it's okay.
In my own listing, I think the best player in Arsenal,
I think it's Rice.
Is the back three. Yeah. I mean, then Rice. If you take Timber has been phenomenal. Phenomenal of Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba.
Well, Gabriel Jesus, the Man City
he's gone.
rejected.
He messed up today.
Bye, my Bruno. Just can you guys give me hope that maybe tomorrow FIFA will rule in our favor? Just lie.
You mean for the Super
Eagles? If they rule in our favor, what are we
I think they want to. I think they want to.
What are we going to do?
I think they want Nigeria there.
Bye now. Just this one time.
You know that the Super Eagles are the sexiest name in African football. That's the only. Yeah.
I'm saying that.
Princess left us without even saying hello. Where's she? Is she still there?
No, she left.
And I wanted her to document her voice, but she left. Saying, Princess, come back if you can.
One man, just this once. Let FIFA turn to INEC. Just this once, okay? Just this once. Just give me the spot because I need Nigeria to be at that World Cup because I have bragged so much to many people that if Nigeria shows up in America, I'm paying for their ticket. It's going to be a party. I've already planned this out, and
save your money.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, but you don't want them there. Then you want to say, "Hey, that'll be an assault on your wallet."
I need this for my own.
I don't think FIFA will do us that favor because it will be too open that they favor some countries. We're supposed to win for ourselves. That game against Rwanda was what? Yes, sir, Remy.
I just want to make Babati happy. Don't worry. Nigeria will qualify. I'm sorry, they will disqualify Congo.
And you'll be happy going through.
But why would they want Congo at the World Cup? That's ridiculous.
The way FIFA works, if Nigeria does not have a valid case, they will have dismissed us since when? Truly, those Congolese, they use Ojoro. This is not the first time they are using Ojoro. That was under.
Did they use 13 men? Did they use 13 men? They use 11 men.
No, Baba, when it comes to penalty kick, it can go either way. That's not the truth. And sometimes we blame ourselves.
You go and draw with Rwanda.
But it's okay. We blame ourselves for not putting our heart together. But that is football for you. A good team can lose any time of the day. So most of the fault is ours. We accept it. But that does not exonerate DR Congo from using more than 6 ineligible players carrying dual nationality passport.
It's FIFA that will tell us that, so not you.
No. You can cheat FIFA now. If FIFA does not know, they cheated them. Some of these players were cleared like 1 week before playing Nigeria, some 1 month before playing against Nigeria. So they use a lot of Ojoro to do that. That is not acceptable in football.
But Baba, let's see if Princess is able to work the system now. Unmute and say something to us, Princess, just so we can get to meet you. Princess for me. Unmute.
Princess for me, please.
Yes, she's unmuted. I think it may all be a system something. Do you want to attempt to say something, Princess?
She's an abado. That's why she cannot talk.
Don't worry, Princess. You're not in the company of commoners. So you see, Babati.
We fact afford.
You see, Babati is a prince too. So we are not all commoners. If you think we're too beneath you to speak to, Babati is a prince. So you can say hello to at least say hello to your Arogidigba.
It's from the source.
Yes.
Yeah, but do you guys? Okay, be honest with me. Do you honestly believe that we have a chance? Because I think it's this week, right? Because
No, I think they'll be ruling in our favor.
Oh, okay. They played that game against is it Jamaica in 3 weeks or 3.5 weeks. So we need to know by
Babati, I don't think it will be fair. They should just leave Congo to go to
exactly.
Who cares about fair?
Let's
Don't care about fair now.
People
When
enjoy
Nigeria
it.
they World Cup. Who cares
So
about
what do you mean
We'll
it's
do
not
what?
fair? What do you mean it's not fair? It's football. You should
It's
do
not.
the right.
See. I have read this.
Is it fair for the Congolese not to abide by the rules?
No, they abide. This is the thing, right? That is like a country's affair. It has nothing to do with FIFA. I have read it. I've read the stuff. It has nothing to do with FIFA, right? FIFA do not meddle into such matters, right?
No. Just Navi, FIFA consider two things. They call it sporting nationality and nationality and nation nationality. Both two. Go and Google it right away as I'm talking.
See, it becomes a problem if you play for another national team, if you play for England, and probably want to play for another country.
No,
but
the nation nationality
means to the country.
The nation nationality means.
All right, guys. Sorry, Remy. I'm going to shut it down at the front end, and we take the conversation to the back. Anybody that wants to come in. I was hoping that our Princess would at least document her voice before we end the broadcast. But do you want to try one last time, Princess? See if you can unmute and say something to us. At least hello or something, Princess. I can hear myself echoing back from your system. All we need to hear now is your voice.
But she's trying to, figure out the still.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, she has unmuted. So
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Oh, we can now. Good to meet you.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm enjoying the show. I just want to watch from behind the scenes.
Oh, right. That's what you came in for. All right, brilliant. Good to meet you anyway.
I'm enjoying the show. I'm learning a lot. Thank you all.
All right. Stay there still because we'll still carry on even when I shut down the broadcast. Maybe you speak to us a bit more freely then. So thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow. And thank you especially for the people that didn't super chat, but especially thank you for the people that subscribe. We need more subscribers. So if you're not already subscribed, please do that. At least that is free of charge. So liking and subscribing is not an assault on your wallet. So if you have no reasons not to be subscribed, then you have every reason to be subscribed. So subscribe very, very quickly. Everybody listening to us now should be subscribed. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. If you want to come in and come to the behind the scenes conversation, click on this link and then you come into the studio and then we continue to gist. That's when we really let loose and say wild stuff. So thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow.